Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Royal Commonwealth Pool here in Edinburgh, capital of Scotland, for the Scottish National Open Swimming Championships Session 8. The final heats session of these championships, working towards that final session tonight. Well, my name's Paul Noble. I'll be taking you through the action today, and alongside me, Tony Rose.
Afternoon, Paul.
Hi, Tony.
And that's a good shot of the dive pit here at the Commonwealth Pool. That, swimmers get to warm up in all the way through the session, whether the competition's on or not. Great facility to have. And there's the lineup for this afternoon. It's a repeat of this morning's, with one important addition. If you were around this morning to watch, 200 freestyle females, 400 free for men, and then 100 fly, 50 breast, 50 free, and 200 back for male and open and female. And then we have a bonus from this morning. We've got 800 freestyle for both female and male and open, 2 heat of each. So that should be something to look forward to this afternoon for sure.
Yeah, the 800s often throw up some interesting races. So that'll be quite interesting towards the end of this session. Again, it's the swimmers with the slower entry times, Tony. We saw the fastest swimmers this morning, and we've got provisional lists of finalists for the A final and the B final and the para final. But some of these swimmers this afternoon could force their way into a swim tonight, can't they?
They can do. We haven't had anyone yet across the weekend do that, but I suspect there are opportunities this afternoon for some, and we will try and keep you posted on that as we go through. But we're straight on with the female 200 free. 8 heats in this one, and in this first heat we have Katie Cooper, Warren de Baths in 1, Emily Neal from Heart of Midlothian in 2, Tia Reedy, Mulgai and Bearsden in 3, Lauren Dunlop, Dumfries in 4, Emma Patterson from City of Glasgow in 5, Katie Lowe, Carnegie in 6, and Jasmine Robertson, Aberdeen in 7. Strong start in lane 6 there. That's Katie Lowe, Carnegie swimmer. She's off to a fast one. Taking that first 50, 31.33. Not that much in it though, really. There's 4 lengths of freestyle on this 200 free. And there's still 5 or 6 of them really within a body length of each other, so all still in with a chance in this heat here. I say there's 8 heats, just first of those now, and it's still stretching out a little bit, but really only a body length, as you can see with a shot there going up the pool side. Closest to you, that's Katie Cooper, more under swimmer, but it's still Katie Lowe who touched in first in 107, but not a lot between those first 3 swimmers really.
Yeah, you can see the splits there for the previous 50 on the captions there at the bottom, and it showed that Katie Lowe wasn't one of the fastest in the pool at that time for that previous 50 in lane number 6, lanes 4 and 5 coming through strongly now. Lauren Dunlop and Emma Patterson in that centre lane. Lauren Dunlop might be the first to the wall. You just see those splits there as the swimmers go over. There we go, Lauren Dunlop 36.0 for that previous 50, and she's the fastest in the pool at the moment. Emma Patterson in second, and Jasmine Robertson moved up into third place. And well, 2:20 is the entry times for all the swimmers in here. 2:24.0 for Lauren Dunlop was the fastest entry time. She's going to take this one. Has Emma Patterson got something to say about this, coming back in strongly as well? Emily Neal in lane number 2 as well. It's all going to be very tight at the finish, and it is Lauren Dunlop. But look at that, 2:19.66, 2:19.73 and 2:20.02 improvements on the entry time. Start as we mean to go on, Tony.
Yeah, good exciting race to start us off. That's excellent. And Lauren paced that nicely, just getting under that 2:20, so hopefully she'll be happy with that.
What kind of times are we looking for B final? It'll be fast.
It is fast. 2:10, yep, 2:10.27.
2:10, okay.
I think we've got maybe 2:13s in at the fast end of this, so it's going to be tough gig, but quite a few more heats before we start moving towards that territory and into the second heat. Sadie Falconer, Moni Feith in 1, Caitlin Black from Billingham in 2, Ella Craig from Wren 96 in 3, Isla Petrie, Moni Feith in 4, Casey Crisp from South Lanarkshire in 5, Hannah Lindsay, teammate in 6, and another South Lanarkshire swimmer, Rebecca Ogier in 7, Amy Dobson, Kingston in 8. And so Rebecca Ogier there, one of the 3 South Lanarkshire swimmers in this one, and she's going off fast, and that is faster than the previous heats. We saw that go off fast. It changed the lead a couple of times, and it is Rebecca Ogier, the 21-year-old from South Lanarkshire, really taking this one out. Line 5 trying to go with her, Casey Crisp, her teammate. So it's 2 South Lanarkshire swimmers at the moment who are making the headway in this one, with Amy Dobson maybe out there in 8. So all the action on the far side of the pool at the moment.
Oh, it's close, isn't it?
It is.
Casey Crisp, a 13-year-old. Casey Crisp, so she's mixing it with the older swimmer from her club, Rebecca Ogier, and also pretty much in the mix is Hannah Lindsay in between those 2 South Lanarkshire swimmers. So South Lanarkshire, I think, probably have 3 of the first 4 positions at the minute, with Amy Dobson from Kingston right up there at the top, maybe upsetting the party for South Lanarkshire at the moment. But the youngster going really well, Casey Crisp, yeah.
Yep.
0.3 of a second advantage over Rebecca Ogier. Sadie Faulkner also going well on the far side, and Caitlin Black as well in lane number 2 for Billingham. But right out in front here, look at this, Casey Crisp, 2:19.90 is the entry time. She's digging in, isn't she? Yeah,
she's going to get under that. It's just how far under she goes, and she looks like she's got the measure of Rebecca as they come into the flags, and it is going to be, look at this, for a nice heat swim, 2:16.50. So look at that. That's over 3 seconds, nearly 3.5 seconds improvement for Katie. So Casey, sorry, she should be very pleased with that one. 2:16.50. Well, that's 2 cracking races to get us going this afternoon even.
Well done to the youngster there. 2:16.50. Rebecca Ogier, a good time as well. And Amy Dobson as well, an improvement on the entry time. So well done to the swimmers in the first 2 heats. And there's the lineup for heat number 3. Rebecca Reid from Warrender will be closest to us in lane number 1. Beth Craik will go in 2 for Aberdeen. Edie Laidlaw from Dumfries in 3. Ailey Johnson from West Hill goes in 4. Caitlin Kirk in 5 from Glenrothes. 2 from Hearts, Leonie Bedborough and Alanya Brown, and Katie Scott goes for Perth City right at the top. So middle lanes in terms of entry times are the fastest. Well, 3, 4 and 5 all got the same entry time, 2:19.50. So there you go.
It's pretty unusual.
And the slowest is 2:19.76. So 26/100ths of a second separating the whole field here.
And looks like that on the screen as well, doesn't it? It's a very different picture from what we've seen in the last 2, although lane 7 maybe. Just edging ahead is one of those Heart swimmers, Alanya Brown.
I could swim yesterday, I remember, Alanya Brown.
You're right.
15-year-olds. Quite a lot of 15-year-olds in this one. There's a couple of 16-year-olds and one 17-year-old, but 5 15-year-olds in this one. So a young lineup here for this one. And Alanya Brown, well, going through in 105 at 0.81 at that halfway point. Katie Scott in 2nd, Rebecca Reid in 3rd place. But the leader has gone out, well, with a purpose here. Alanya Brown, 2:19.70 is the entry time for Alanya Brown. She's got 2:16.50 to contend with that previous heat from Casey Crisp. But we'll see how Alanya Brown can go here. 105.81 at halfway point, 141.60. So
6/100ths up on the previous heat. See if she can bring it back. Casey had a really strong final 50. She's got her teammate on her inside there. Leonie Bedborough pushing her along. Can Alanya hold on to get a nice time here, get under that 2:17 at least. She'll be looking to see. Coming back hard though is Leonie Bedborough. She's pushing her all the way as they come up to the wall. 2:17.74, so that's a nice improvement for Alanya. A couple of seconds. It's very nice indeed.
Yeah, good stuff.
Hart's teammate pushing her all the way there.
Yeah, again, 3 swimmers at the front of the field under their entry time, so well done to these swimmers in that heat number 3. 4th of the 8 heats coming up now, and we've got an 11-year-old in this one. Pippa Brotherton from South Tyneside, Sophia Filoni from Monifaith, Ayla Wilson from Perth City, Mara Gill from Carnegie, Imogen Jarrett from Dundee City Aquatic, Esme Waller from Highland, Hayden Holmes from Best, and Amy Horsburgh from Glenrothes, outside lane, but the 11-year-old back in again. Impressed us yesterday, Tony, didn't she?
She did. She had some cracking swims, and she's off again.
Line number 1, South Tyneside. I was speaking to our coach the other day, and he was singing her praises here, the 11-year-old, Pippa Brotherton. It's 2 Brothertons, I think.
Chloe, I think, is the other one.
Chloe, that's right. Yeah, well remembered, Tony. And Pippa, the 11-year-old, really looked good yesterday, and she's looking good here in the early stages. It's a great technique
She has, hasn't she? Yeah.
Brilliant.
Legs are kicking away hard, but she's got a nice rangy freestyle here, breathing every 3, which is quite unusual these days. Lots of swimmers tend to breathe every 2. That's a great shot, so she can look back on this one on the live stream and have a really good look at her technique very close up. Look at that, 106.43. So she's slightly down in the previous heats, but well up in this one. Let's see whether she can just keep this going. I think you were saying, our coach was saying, she sort of wind her up and put her in the pool, and she just keeps going and going and going in the training. And she's certainly showing that here.
Great young talent, definitely from South Tyneside, one of the contingent of northeast of England clubs that come up here on a regular basis. Derwentside and Gateshead, big contingent here, and they've been doing really well in the senior events.
I think that's a new joined 2 clubs together with that one. Right. I think they had a pool closure or something in one of those areas, and they've had to combine it together. So it's a nice little powerhouse of a club.
Yeah, I always want to say Derwentside and Gateside, because Gateside is a village right next to it, just up the road from me. So I've got to stop myself every time. But here is Pip Brotherton. She is going to hold on to this one, I think, but coming through.
Oh, another
Ellen
front
Wilson
angle shot there. So the cameraman has decided she is going to win, and he's got her coming in. And he's right.
There we go, 2:17, well done, Pip. 2.5 of her entry time. So another improvement for the 11-year-old. Ayla Wilson with the red cap from Perth City was second, 2:19 at point 18, and that's an improvement as well.
100th of a second, but they all count.
Absolutely. She'll take it, I'm sure.
Absolutely, why not? But I'm not sure if Pip's swimming again. If it's not, that's a nice end to her weekend here. I suspect, though, we're going to see her later on.
Yeah, maybe.
So into the next heat. This is heat number 5. Mary Eve Allain from Marlins in 1, Alice Renfrew, Perth City in 2, Maisie Adair, Glenrothes in 3, Lauren Cantley, University of Aberdeen Performance in 4, Skye Petrie, Monifaith in 5, Jenny Maguire from South Lanarkshire in 6, Kelly McIntosh from Silver City in 7, and in lane 8, Gala Pete from Glenalbyn in lane 8. So we've got a 36-year-old and a 14-year-old in this one. And it is the 14-year-old. No, it's not. Gallopete just hedging ahead. The Glenalbyn swimmer out there in lane 8. 30.77, but the 14-year-old is not far behind her.
I'm recognising some of these names, aren't we? Gala Pete, I remember, had a good race yesterday, a good head-to-head against someone. We can't remember what we do. We're doing dozens and dozens of races this weekend. The names kind of...
names stick, but the races tend to blend into one.
It was a good race, whatever it was. And she ended up winning it in the end.
Okay, well, she's winning this one at the moment as well. Sneaky little breath at the turn there. 105.03 for Gala. Sky Petrie is still pushing hard on her. Gala's way ahead. The Silver City Masters Club swimmer Kelly McIntosh in 7 is still up there as well. And it's
she
again,
wasn't the one you swam against?
No,
another Silver City.
Maya Reynard.
Oh, Maya Reynard, right, okay. I'll remember that. Well,
so,
I probably won't.
No, I'll remind you again, don't worry.
Right, yeah.
And so we've got 2 races going on here. We've got 4 at the back, at the top end, and we've got 4 at the nearest to us. And it's still Gala. She's had a cracking race here. She's still the fastest in the field, as you can see from that last split there. 1:40.37. And on that 50s, she was still going faster than anyone else, and she's pulling away a little bit here. Coming through in 5 still is Sky Petrie, the 14-year-old from Moneyfeith. She was finalist at national age groups. And it's close for that second now. Coming through is Jenny Maguire, but no doubt about the winner. It's Gala Pete from the Glenalbyn team, 2:16.43.
Great swim there.
So yeah, a couple of seconds at least on our entry. So everyone so far who's been in winning each of these 4 heats to date, and this is the 5th one, have been doing an improvement on their entry time. Well, a tie for second.
Yeah.
So Jenny Maguire, the South Lanarkshire swimmer, just coming back on Sky to tie.
Marginal improvements are there but just by a few 100ths of a second for those, but going in the right direction. Poppy Shaw in lane number 1 for this heat number 6. In lane 2 is Isabella Cohn from Heart of Midlothian, Elena Sanderson from Perth City. She goes in lane number 3. Charlie Hoare from Warren de Baths, the youngest in the field, 12 years of age. We've seen her have a couple of good swims over the last couple of days. Gina Wren, City of Glasgow, goes in 5. Lucy Kellis from Bells Hill next to her teammate Rebecca Meiling. And she goes in lane number 7. And Lucy McLeod completes the lineup up there in lane number 8 for Forth Valley. Lucy McLeod going okay in the early stages, but it looks like it might be, is that Gina Wren, yep, possibly? Yeah, 31.05. Lucy Kellis in 2nd position. It's all very, very close for the other positions in this one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 swimmers, 7 swimmers almost, or 6 swimmers across the pool vying for the back marker spot. 2 swimmers probably with a little bit of an advantage in these early stages, Gina Wren and Lucy Kellis. Things beginning to close up slightly as well. Elena Sanderson, it's great shots, these close-up shots, isn't it? Everyone kind of vying for position in these early stages. Gina Wren still ahead. Elena Sanderson has come through into 2nd now. Poppy Shaw still in the mix right down here in lane number 1. Again, we shouldn't really be surprised. It's only just over a second separating absolutely everybody in this field. And, well, that's probably how it's almost panning out. I think probably within about a couple of seconds of each other. Although Sanderson beginning to stretch it a little bit at the front coming to the final turn.
Very fast third 50 there from Elena. She was in the mix and all of a sudden off and ahead. And yeah, she was definitely the fastest in that 50. Poppy Shaw trying to stick with her, but really Elena has made this race hers to lose on that third 50. Super swimming there, just accelerated away. The rest of them have really all come back together. Maybe lane 1, Poppy Shaw, but Elena Sanderson is the one that's in the lead at the moment. Finalist at national age groups. Elena, and her entry was a 2:16.87. Coming back hard on her is Isabella Cohen from Hearts, but she's not going to catch her. 2:16.97, so just 1/10 outside her time entry. Nice swim for her there. It was fast finishing Isabella Cohen's from Hearts who got 2nd, and Poppy Shaw just edging away from Lucy Kellis to take third in that heat. 2:16.97 there. So just slightly outside her entry, but a nice swim. And moving on to heat 7, so the penultimate heat in this afternoon's female 200 freestyle. Charlotte Hunter, North Tyne in lane 1, Emily Schofield from Stokesley in 2, Ava Smith, Gary in 3, India Leonie Brown, somebody said Aquatics in 4, Brooke Stevenson, South Ayrshire in 5, Amelia Burrell from Glenrothes in 6, Grace Renfrew, Perth City in 7, and Taya Glenn, City of Glasgow in lane 8.
Some of these swimmers I think we saw in this morning's heats as well, Tony. So making the morning heats for some events and making the afternoon heats for other events. It's a long day.
It is, and it's a mix, doesn't it? Because if you've got some in both, that means you've got a nice rest between them, but it does mean you're here for a lot of hours in the day. So I'm not sure. I suspect each swimmer will feel slightly differently as to whether that's a benefit or a disbenefit, but I think I would always take rest over a long day, but I don't know.
Get a little bit of a kip.
Maybe that's part of the old aging process.
I was always able to have a kip in between sessions if I was competing.
No, that's true. That's true.
Always able to get my head down. I managed that all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still doing that.
Although on the last day it's a bit tricky because you've always had to move out of where you're staying and you've got nowhere to go and you've got to find a car or a corner. But nothing. This is very different from a lot of the previous heats here. Not a lot between. Well, really, there's less than a second between the first 6 there. 106.63. Emily Schofield from Stokesley. And
the same Stokesley swimmer we saw this morning, Emily?
I think it is. I'm not sure there's 2 of them. There may be, but I think it is Emily that we saw this morning. And so there's sort of 3 of them at the front there. So Emily, India Leonie and Amelia are the 3 maybe just ahead. Grace Renfrew coming through. The Perth swimmer in 7, and that's been a good. She's the fastest in the pool on that 50, and she's coming through very strong, Grace. So Big Sister this morning swim well, and she's really pulled through on that last 100. Kicking away hard, nice long rangy stroke from Grace. And here she comes, she's going to take this one, and she's really had a super second half to that race. 2:15.38. So that's about 3/4 of a second under her entry time there that she did at the University of Aberdeen meet. So a nice swim from Grace, 15-year-old Perth swimmer. Amelia Burrell just behind her, 2:15.69. And Brooke Stevenson just edged 700ths ahead in 3rd.
Yeah, Amelia under our entry time as well, so good to see for the Glenrothes swimmer. And the final heat now, the fastest heat of this afternoon session. Entry times 2:13.61 to 2:15.55. We missing 1 swimmer, I think, Perry Scobie. Not taking the start in lane number 5, but we do have Rosie Liston, City of Glasgow with that blue cap, closest to us. Jessica Arundel, Bath University in 2. Irene Ferris from Cumbernauld in 3. Millie Richardson from Hatfield, that pink cap in lane number 4. Gemma Brown for Carnegie goes in lane number 6. Naomi Wilson-Borinder in 7. And Emily Dickens from City of Glasgow. So City of Glasgow, the 2 bookends on either side of the pool. And right in the middle, it is Millie Richardson from Hatfield. That entry time of 2:13.61.
So 2:10.27 is the B final. That's a big stretch. I mean, we've had some of these swimmers have been making 2 or 3 second PBs, but that would be quite an ask for Millie. But good start though for her. 104. 47, so that's the fastest we've seen by quite a margin actually.
Yeah, she's looking like she's certainly on course to be inside that 2:13 at the moment. We'll keep an eye on her progress. Not sure if she's going to get down to the 2:10 though. That will be quite difficult to do for Millie. Jessica Arundel going along nicely in lane number 2, now challenging for the lead, and those two have kind of stretched out now. We'll just check the splits here as they come down to this final turn. Emily Richardson, 139. Jessica Arundel is the one with the momentum, 34.5 there. And if she can repeat that, she's looking for something around about her entry time there of 2:14.73. She's not going to be far away from that.
Yep. Strong second half to this race for Jessica, very similar in style to the previous race. It was Grace Renfrew, but it's going to be Jessica Arundel, 2:13.47. So that is faster than our entry time, so well done to Jessica. Long trip up from Bath for this one, but worth it if you can improve on your entry. Millie Richardson actually eased into second there, with early leader Eileen Ferris ending in third. So that's event 1 concluded. And we're now moving on to, funnily enough, event 2, and it's the male and open 400 free. We have 5 heats in this one. First heat up, Nathan Zorrell, Dumfries in 1, Clark, Macon Gill, Malcolm Gill in Verclyden 2, George Hodgkinson, Aberdeen Performance in 3, Alex Cantley, teammate in 4, Alexander McNiven from Warrender in 5, Oliver Jones in Verclyden in 6, Lucas Innes, Faulthouse in 7, and Callum Traynor, Stirling Swim team in lane 8, 4:36 through to 4:39.
Some of the names, Tony, I don't recognise. They might be making their first swim here at these championships. Maybe just qualify for one, possibly.
Quite possibly, yep.
So make the most of that one swim here at the Scottish National Open Championship. And Alex Cantley leads them through in the early stages. Oh, Cantley over there in lane number 4, right in the centre of those yellow marked lanes. Who is second? They're all vying for position at the top there. Oliver Jones, Lucas Innes, Callum Traynor.
Oh, nice rangy stroke there for Alex Cantley in 4, isn't it? He looks very smooth.
Yeah, he does. Very effective there, 33.58 for Alex Cantley. Jones it was in second. Entry times there, 4:36 to 4:39, so not much to choose between them, but Cantley looking...
He's doing about one good stroke for everyone else's 2 in this set, but it's definitely effective. He must be getting a really good feel under the water on that each pull. Looking very, very good.
As well.
Bit of a sneaky turn, breath before the turn, quite close into the wall there. Still the fastest 50 split there.
400's kind of become, you know, it was always regarded as almost a distance event in the
now
past.
It's a long
wasn't
sprint.
It? Yeah. Like the 200's definitely become a sprint,
yeah,
hasn't it?
And this is sort of an endurance sprint, I think. 400s, you see the guys at the top of their game, they just don't hang back. They're straight in there. And some of the times in 400s have come down and down and down. I think it's still one of the oldest, is it not one of the oldest world records from the era of the suit? And I'm pretty sure it's still held from there.
Oh, I think, has that just recently been broken, maybe?
Oh, has it?
Possibly.
Right, but it had held for an awful long time. Was it a German? I should know this.
Biedermann, was it?
That's it?
Yeah.
It was. You're quite right. It probably has been broken, but it's lasted
just though.
So it shows how exceptional that swim was, but I think there's now just a different way of swimming 400 from many moons ago. And here it's still Alex Cantley. He does look really good in the water.
Well, we saw Lauren Cantley a little bit earlier on. So
we're going to have our family fortunes guessing again, are we here, Paul?
Yeah. We've got a fairly good record this last couple of days, I think.
Well, we've had nobody disputing it. That doesn't necessarily mean we've got it right. I'm just checking to see if... Was Lauren in this afternoon or was that this morning?
No, she's just been in, actually, heat 5 in 200 freestyle.
Yeah, and she was Aberdeen. Well, you just don't know, do you? Right,
No,
3:24.33. And still Alex in the lead, but he's trying to get back at him. Is Alexander McNiven, the Warrender swimmer. He's having a good go at it. All the action again on that far side of the pool. Lanes 1, 2 and 3 have been dropped on this one. And it has been a really impressive swim here from Alex.
Not sure it's all over yet, though, Tony.
No, and Alexander is definitely closing in on him. He's got quite a lot to do in this last 50, hasn't he?
Let's see what the split was there. Nah, he's only half a second faster. It looked like he was closing a little bit more there, but Alex might have about a second or so in the bag here, and he is still continuing that long rangy 400 freestyle. He's got clear water between him and the chaser, who is Alexander McNiven from Warrender with that red cap, and he's coming under threat now from Lucas Innes in lane number 7. Not sure that Lucas is going to catch him, but it's going to be very close at the end. But well done for Alex Cantley and Alexander McNiven.
Oof.
Well, he didn't catch him, but I was almost made to eat my words there. Lucas Innes in second and Oliver Jones in third place. But Cantley, 4:34.35. Nice improvement there of a couple of seconds, and he went for it, didn't he?
Yep, that was good. And so Alex coming in under his entry time. Alexander pretty much on his entry time. Lucas Innes was under as well, so that's some nice swimming from those guys. Moving on to heat 2. Cooper Sloss, Ren 96 in 1. Sam Curry, South Ayrshire in 2. Logan Wright from University of Aberdeen Performance in 3. Isaac Buchan, City of Norwich in 4. Finlay Saunders back in Heart of Midlothian in 5. Ivan Gallagher, Derwentside and Gateshead in 6. Soren Hudson Young, Stirling Swim in 7, and Kieran Brown from Aberdeen in 8. And so Isaac was his turn to backstroke this morning. He's swam himself into. He nearly swam himself into the final. He was.
Was it the breaststroke? I think it might be the breaststroke, was it?
I think either one of backstroke or breaststroke, but he definitely. Ivan had an absolutely amazing swim in one of the heats.
Oh, sorry, Ivan. I thought you were meaning Finlay Saunders.
And I think he ended up being second. He was in the first or second heat, and he ended up being second into the B final.
Ivan Gallagher, he's definitely backstroke.
So he's
backstroke
already had a super swim at Derwentside and Gateshead swimmer in lane 6, but it's not him that's in the lead at the moment. It's Cooper Sloss from Ren 96. 29.19 in that first 50. Lane 4, Isaac Buchan, Norwich swimmer. He's trying to push him hard. Both 16-year-olds. 101.95, so that's quite a bit up on the previous heat. And still Cooper. See, still a long way to go in this one. And different tactics can be done. There'll be some folk who are just steadying in the first 200 and then really pick it up on the third of those hundreds to push forward to get that momentum into the final quarter of the race. But they'll all be swimming it slightly differently. They'll have a plan in their head.
Gallagher does look good though, doesn't he, in lane number 6 coming through there. 33.64. I think he's the fastest in the pool there out of anyone. Buchan just a couple of tenths ahead in lane number 4. Gallagher maybe moving into second place here. Man who had that good backstroke swim earlier.
Yeah, he must be feeling confident after that swim this morning, and he'll think he can do anything after that. And there's a good 3 or 4 second PB, I think. So let's see what he can do here. Still though, Isaac Buchan from the City of Norwich team. 2:10.97.
Yeah, still Gallagher just edging it in terms of time there, almost half a second this time, and he is closing the gap that the leader has. So Isaac Buchan and Ivan Gallagher still there. It's a good head-to-head in this near side by Sam Curry and Cooper Sloss here, and they're forcing their way through. And another head-to-head right in the centre of the pool. Logan Wright and Finlay Saunders side by side.
3 little races going on here.
4 actually, because there's 2 pair over on the far side as well.
God, it really is, isn't it? Look at that. Hardly anything between those little 4 pairs. But it's now Ivan who's in the lead, and he's going to have to go some to get into another B final. The B final time for this one is a 4:20. So I think, despite his heroics today, I think that one might just be beyond Ivan, but that doesn't mean he can't post himself a good swim again as he turns with 100 to go. 3:20.87. So he's a good 4 seconds up on the previous heat. So we're looking at getting under 4:30 here. If he can keep this up. He's still the fastest regular, isn't he?
Yeah, nice to get under those barriers, isn't it? 4:30, certainly a target for the swimmers in this one. Isaac Buchan's not finished yet, though. I think he's putting in a little bit of a spurt here to try and come back on terms to Gallagher. We'll just check the splits there as they go over this final turn. Isaac Buchan, a little bit of a dip in the middle of the race, but he's certainly back and ahead there. Look at that. Over a second quicker on that previous 50 there. Gallagher now has got to dig in to see if he can hold off the charge here from Isaac Buchan. He's doing that. There's not much in it at all. Buchan breathing over to his right. Gallagher breathing over to his left. They're having eyeball to eyeball here as they come down. Shame they're not in the same lane. That would have been a good one. But Buchan, I think, will just take it. He's going to be under the 4:30. A great last 100 for Isaac Buchan to take that one. Ivan Gallagher. Nice swim overall from those two. Buchan and Gallagher under the 4:30 mark with Sam Curry in third place in 4:31. That's a big improvement for him, and Cooper Sloss as well, a big improvement. So nice. Top 4 there, excellent stuff.
Good race. That really was eyeballing each other on that last 50, wasn't it? And have a good race in this one. We're piling through these heats now. This is heat number 3. Adam Gibson, Gary in 1, Daniel Letham from Cumbernauld in 2, Daniel Roberts, Billingham in 3, James Hume from Derwentside and Gateshead in 4, Callum Aitchison, University of Aberdeen Performance in 5, Keir Stormont from Heart of Midlothian in 6, Thomas Fennick, Hatfield in 7, Dara Oldham, Heart of Midlothian in lane 8. 4:29.2 to 4:31.2, so less than 2 seconds between these guys coming into this meet. Age groups as well, pretty broad, 14 up to 19, so we've got 3 14-year-olds in this in lanes 1, 2 and 7. And it's Adam Gibson.
Outside lane flyer in the early stages, 29.7.
One of those 14-year-olds. Medalled, just missed out on a medal at Snags earlier on, touched out by Daniel Letham, who's 2 lanes along from him in this heat, so see whether they can rejoin that battle that they had in Aberdeen. Look out for that one. That's lanes 2 and 1 and 2, so let's see how that one transpires. It's still Adam here.
They're another pair there. If they're close by, they're breathing away from each other going up this way. They're going to be breathing towards each other coming down.
Excellent.
So there we go. Good tussle in the middle though. These swimmers almost in formation there, synchronised movements there in the centre just for a minute. And well, how many swimmers in a row now? They're all tied up together. 5 swimmers all together. Adam Gibson though. Callum Aitchison right across there in 5, James Hume, Daniel Letham and Daniel Roberts, all split by around about a second. And again, pool's been split again in half, isn't it? But this time it's the bottom end going away and the top end being left behind in the early stages here. They're only at a halfway point though, so don't count anyone out just yet, but that row of 5 swimmers headed, I think, by Adam Gibson.
Yeah, just, you spend too much time at the pool when you're getting excited about the highlights of the patterns in the pool. You've got a nice little inverted U, kind of a little mini inverse arrow in the this side of the pool. And
so like looking for patterns in the clouds, stuff like that. Oh, I've seen a map of Italy in the clouds.
Well, if you do that this afternoon, I think there's something going wrong. Something spiked your coffee, Paul. 2:12.03 at the turn there. So Adam's back in the lead. He lost it temporarily at that halfway stage, but he's back in again, determined to stay in front. He was fastest in the pool in that 50. Oh no, Keir Stormont came through. Yeah, I think we should just watch out for Keir out there in lane 6. He's one of the more experienced swimmers in this heat, the Hearts swimmer, and he just seems to be judging it pretty well. He's not been in the standings at all until now, and he's got himself up to 3rd. Still Adam, the 14-year-old, 3:21.18. And also coming through in 3, Daniel Roberts from Billingham. A long way to come. Northumberland and Durham Championships, he got 6th in that in his age group, where he did his entry time of 4:29. He's going to be close to that 4:29, if just around about that. Adam's still out there. He's really pushed this one, hasn't he? 3:54.55.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to be able to hang on here. Adam Gibson, he's certainly done really well. I'm not sure he's going to be able to just hold off the challenge from the swimmers up there in the lanes further up now. Keir Stormont looking good, but Adam's still going well. Just looking at the markings on the lane ropes. I wonder if Adam's going to hold on here. Keir Stormont might just take it, or it might go to a fast finishing Daniel Roberts. What a last couple of strokes there. That was a head down finish for there. Daniel Roberts really picked up the stroke rate in those final stages just to take that one. And that was another cracking race. Look at the 3 of them there.
Oof.
4:26, 47, 55 and 72. And Adam Gibson probably led for most of that one. Maybe
totally.
about...
I don't think I would hardly mention Daniel Roberts' name until the end, and that's when it matters.
Great times as well.
Yeah, nicely up on their entries. We're starting to, 4:20 is the B final. Edging towards it. So we have in this penultimate heat, Samuel Ruff from City of Glasgow in 1, Rory Batley from Alnwick Dolphins in 2, Andrew Patterson, City of Glasgow in 3, Taylor Hutton from Carnegie in 4, Yaki from Hatfield in 5, Hayden Sterling from St Thomas in 6, Jasper Broom from South Ayrshire in 7, and Luke Garrity from Inverclyde in 8. So I know Duncan Hartley, who is one of the Hatfield setup, may be watching this. If he could maybe message me to let me know how you pronounce the swimmer in lane 5, because I'm pretty sure I got that wrong. So Duncan, come and help me out here, please.
I think you did quite well there, Tony.
Well, I suspect that is a short form for something. So if you're listening, Duncan, please message. But it's a strong start in 7. Jasper Broom, South Ayrshire swimmer. Went out in a 28.88. That is the fastest by some distance, and he's got quite a lead here. 1:0.94 at the 100. Definitely the fastest in the pool by quite a bit. So let's hope he can keep this going. Young Jasper from South Ayrshire, West District champion. Well, he did his entry time of 4:28.62. If he can keep this up, he's going to smash that. So some meet finalists last year, and goodness me, he's going for this, and he's got a long pause before the next swimmer. Nearly 4 seconds advantage, over a second quicker than anyone else in the pool.
He's stretching out, isn't he?
Yeah. So hopefully he's got this all planned in his head, and he's knows how to keep it going. Looks strong, doesn't he? Nice rangy stroke again, breathing every 2, looking towards the rest of the field. And you'll see them in his distance, because he is by some margin in the lead. 2:08.35. So that's 4 seconds, a couple of seconds quicker than anything we've seen so far. Any moves?
Yeah, Andrew Patterson's was slightly faster there on that previous 50, but it's not going to make a big difference if the gap's only reduced by about half a second or so, because he has a big advantage here going into the second half of this 400. Coming up to the finish, we're just coming up to the turn, sorry. Will we come up and see what kind of split he has gone here for this 50, see if anyone else has made any ground on him. Yeah, 1.5 seconds now for Andrew Patterson, but Jasper Broom has a lead of over 2 seconds, but 1.5 seconds each 50, that's not going to last for too long.
Nope. Still looking good though, and Andrew's only seeing Jasper going down the other way because he's breathing constantly to the left, so Jasper can see where Andrew is at the moment. When he turns at the other end, he may have a bit of a surprise, because I suspect Andrew's going to be a lot closer.
Yeah, another second and a bit there, so the lead is now under 1 second now. Andrew Patterson, Jasper Broom, they look like they are leading them through. But Kits Yakai.
Oh, interesting.
Hatfield.
Jasper's now turned to breathing on his right, so he's
keeping an eye on things in the middle.
Ambidextrous breathing here.
Yeah.
He's breathing that way in each one, which is slightly unusual. And you can see very clearly that there is nothing in it. It's 4 100ths of a second. This is going to be a cracking finish to this one. Momentum's with Andrew though.
Yeah, I think he's taking up the running now. Andrew Patterson has looked like he's timed this pretty well. Jasper Broom went out really, really fast. He is certainly well behind Andrew Patterson now, and he is just about holding on for second. And here comes Andrew into the finish. 4:25 for Andrew Patterson, an improvement on the entry time, a well-timed swim there. Jasper Broom is inside his entry time by 5 100ths. Well done to him, and he's a second ahead of Kits Yakai from Hatfield, and Hayden Sterling just behind as well. Hayden Sterling from St Thomas. But so Andrew Patterson, well-timed swim there to come through in the closing stages to take it. 4:25, great swim. And Jasper Broom went out fast, held on for a tiny little PB, 5 100ths.
So into the final heat, Ethan Clark, University of Aberdeen Performance in 1, Lewis Nelson, South Lanarkshire in 2, Patrick Reyes from Glenalbyn in 3, Kyle Connolly, South Lanarkshire in 4, Samuel Cool, Step Rock in 4, Nathan Wilson, Carnegie in 6, Oliver Fennick, Hatfield in 7, and Gary's Innisgow in lane 8.
Another Hatfield swimmer in this one, Oliver Fennick with that pink cap right up there in lane number 7, off to a good start. Might be Patrick Reyes though from Glenalbyn, 15-year-old, one of 2 15-year-olds in this one. Ethan Clark, closest to us, is the other one. So again, we're looking at 4:23 for Kyle Connolly as the fastest entry time. What's the time? 24:20 point, did you say?
Yep.
So a couple of seconds improvement, but we saw that in the previous heat, so
yeah,
it can
so
be done.
I think he's in with a shout. He's had a good weekend.
So Reyes 101.91. Lewis Nelson in second. Kyle Connolly in the middle lane. Very much in the mix here. Kyle Connolly with that blue cap. Oh, South Lanarkshire side by side to Patrick Reyes from Glenalbyn, the 15-year-old. Very close right across the pool still as they come up to the 150 mark. Don't really count anyone out here. Innisgow going well for Geary right at the top. Might be Innisgow first to the wall here. No, it's Connolly. Gow actually in third place, or equal second I should say, because it was a dead heat for second. Not much in that at all. Look at that.
Very close. Kyle has got on good form. He had that cracking 1500 yesterday. I think yesterday he had a 1500 and he had a 400 IM and in a 200 breaststroke, all within about half an hour of each other. And he swam pretty well in them all, so we know this young lad's got stamina and staying power. See whether he can carry it through in this 200 freestyle this afternoon. He's in the lead now in his scout, not too far down. It's 2:10, so that's a wee bit down on the previous heat.
Yeah, it's difficult to come back now in the 420 range, isn't it? Unless we see negative splits, which sometimes we do, but not that often.
No, it's a tough ask. But I say he's had a busy old weekend, has Kyle. His entry time, what is it? 4:23, so he did that when he was probably fully tapered and ready for Snags, where he finalled. So I suspect this weekend's more of a swimming through training weekend. Coming through in 1. Ethan Clark looking pretty good as well. Nathan Wilson in 6. Not that far off it. And I think Innisgow, the Gary swimmer, is not that far off. Is he now in the lead? Quite hard to tell.
Oh, it's close, isn't it? Still, Kyle Connolly, Innisgow, Nathan Wilson, Ethan Clark right across the pool there. 4 swimmers, 4 in the front and 4 in the chasing pack here as they come down now towards this final turn under AF Connolly. Got to get another heat victory. And right on the outside, Innisgow still looking pretty good there, but Nathan Wilson might be the man who's maybe got the fastest split here. We'll just have a check as they go over that final turn. It's Nathan Wilson. Look at that, a second faster than Innisgow and just over a second faster than Kyle Connolly, and it is Nathan Wilson taking up the running here. But Connolly responds in the middle lane, that blue cap. Don't forget Ethan Clark down here in lane number 1. But coming back now in the middle, Connolly, Ethan Clark closest to us. I think it might be Connolly getting ahead of Nathan Wilson again. Wilson took up the running at the previous turn, but it was Kyle Connolly who snatched it back from Wilson. 4:24.54. 4:24.97. Innisgow was third and Ethan Clark close behind in fourth. But a nice little contest there at the front of the field, and 4:24 for Kyle Connolly takes it ahead of Nathan Wilson. I thought Nathan Wilson had just done that, timed that perfectly there, but strength of Kyle Connolly in the end told.
Hadn't accounted for Kyle's tenacity there, and good on him. Taking that heat, straight on, change of pace. Female 100 fly. We have 6 heats in this one this afternoon. And this first heat, Lillian Blair, Finns in 1. Georgia Adamson from Carnegie in 2. Lucy Taylor, South Lanarkshire in 3. Ava Smith from Gary in 4. Cara Broadley, Stirling Swim in 5. Amy Rimmer from Bellshill in 6. Puttridge's Lucy Jordan Cause in 7. And Best's Elizabella Shaw in lane 8. Strong start in lane 6 there. Amy Rimmer from Bellshill. Looks like she's pulling away at the moment. And strong start. Second at West Districts this year in her 14-year-old age group. As she turns in a 32.42. And although a good turn from, it was actually Cara, well, Cara was 100th ahead. She has come off of that turn slightly up on Amy, and it's Cara now who's taken the running. Good second 50 from her. Goodness, a Stirling swimmer has really pushed through and was behind Amy in that West District event, but she's absolutely got this one. Coming fast through is Lucy Taylor in 3, but no one's going to stop Cara. 109.55. Goodness, nearly 2 seconds improvement on her entry. She'll be delighted with that. She looks very happy. Holding on to the pads there to get a bit of a breather after that one. Well clear of the field, 2 seconds clear. And a super swim for her. It'll be a little while, I suspect, maybe, until we see that one beaten, but nice one, Cara.
There's heat number 2, Alice Finlay from East Lothian. We've got Taylor Laidlaw from Dumfries, the 13-year-old, youngest in the field. Megan Park from Annick Dolphins. Cara White from Ren 96. Sophia Faloni from Monifieth in 5. Amber Littlejohn from University of Aberdeen Performance. Put my teeth back in. Ailey Fee from East Lothian. And Alicia Hodgson from Derwentside and Gateshead. Well, can they follow this 109.55? Be great to see someone else dip under that 110 mark.
Yeah.
Entry times 110.80 to 111.10. So, yeah, maybe we see someone just challenge that mark there. Good start from Alice Finlay in the inside lane. 32.32 for Alice. And Alicia Hodgson on the other side of the pool. 1 and 8 lead them through. Can the swimmers in the middle make a move here? Cara White going in at lane number 4. Also in lane number 6, Amber Littlejohn. But Alicia Hodgson still going well right there at the top in lane number 8. Might be Amber Littlejohn maybe in lane number 6 taking up the running. But Alice Finlay with that cap of East Lothian in lane number 1 still right there. Is it going to be Finlay or Littlejohn? I think it might be Littlejohn into the wall. Pinchmet it is actually in lane number 6. Well, we didn't have Pinchmet on our list. I wonder if that's a reserve that's come in there. It is.
Yep.
A good swim from the reserve. Wow.
Second improvement on her entry. Nice one.
Well, Amber Littlejohn not taking the start. It was Leah Pinchmet. Apologies, Leah. Didn't notice the reserve was in. Took her chance well there, didn't she?
She got her name in lights at the end there. Moving on to the next heat. And heat number 3, we have Lucy McGovern, City of Glasgow in 1, Anna Harkness best in 2. In 3 is Millie Colvin, Dumfries, Phoebe Simpson, Gary in 4. Lucy Morgan from University of Aberdeen Performance in 5, Abby McMillan, City of Glasgow in 6, Leah Carey, West Hill in 7, and Emily Taylor, South Lanarkshire in lane 8. Lane 2 going out strong, best swimmer Anna Harkness, 18-year-old. And maybe got the early lead, but really not a lot between them. Lane 8 going well as well, Emily Taylor. Only 13, Emily. Got silver at Snags in her event, but it's Anna Harkness is just ahead, 32.71. This is pretty tight. Lane 7 as well. Leah Carey, West Hill swimmer. And it's very, very tight. Oh, a bit of a surge there in lane 8 from Emily Taylor, the South Lanarkshire swimmer, and she's really done a bit of a surge, going well in 1 as well, Lucy McGovern. But I think it is going to be between Lucy and Emily, and Lucy gets it. 1:10.07. It's a nice finish from her. It's under her entry time. So it's lanes 1 and 8 there. Anna Harkness, 10:52 and 1:10.64 for Emily Taylor. So that's a nice swim. Lucy taking that one very close at the end.
There's heat number 4, Iona Casapides from Carnegie in 1, Ella Thompson from Perth City in 2, Sky Petrie from Monifieth in 3, Josie Grimes, Warrender goes in lane number 4. We've got Millie Sauer from Geary and Katie Ray also from Geary. They go in 5 and 6. Lisa McNair in 7 from Stirling Swim, and Isla Witten from East Lothian in the outside lane there in lane number 8. So 3 14-year-olds. This one, that's Sky Petrie in 3, Millie Searle in 5, and Katie Ray in lane number 6. So up there in 7, going well. I think it might be, oh no, 3 actually, Sky Petrie, 14-year-old. Josie Grimes Millie Searle and Katie Ray. It was very, very close indeed, wasn't it?
200s between three swimmers there.
It's still looking like that similar sort of gap in that centre
Golly.
lanes of the pool. Lanes 3, 4, 5 and 6. Petrie, Grimes maybe just edging it now with that red cap of Warrender just going to the front of the field. Can anyone dip under the 110 mark? It's going to be Millie Searle who takes it. No, it's a dead heat. Well, it was close. It was very close. They couldn't split them. Millie Searle and Josie Grimes absolutely together. Both of them under the 110 mark. They will be delighted with that one.
Nice one.
Isla Witten in third. Sky Petrie not far behind in fourth. And Katie Ray as well in fifth. Isla Witten picked up there as well in the closing stages. That was an excellent last 50 for her and from the outside lane.
That's a good race there. Into heat number 5, Amelia Morris. Derwentside and Gateshead in lane 1. In lane 2, Beth Kelly, Warrender. Emily Thompson, Perth City in 3. Lucy Hall from East Lothian in 4. Amber Niven, Carnegie in 5. Alicia Goodbrand, University of Aberdeen Performance in 6. Lula Milne, City of Glasgow in 7. And Rebecca Reid, Warrender in lane 8. Strong start in 1. Amelia Morris, Derwentside swimmer. And I don't know if that's the camera angle, but it does look like she's got a pretty healthy lead going with her. In 4 is Lucy Hall from East Lothian. But it's still Amelia. 31.66. So that's the first 31 split we've seen. And she has got a pretty clear lead here, Amelia. 10th at the North East Championships. Coming through strong in 4 is Lucy Hall. She's had a cracking weekend. Lots of good swims across distances and strokes for Lucy. And she's really come through strong on that second 50. And she's coming up to the flags. 109.05 entry. I think she's going to get nicely under that all the way through. Good form. 108.41. So that's a nice one from Lucy. Improves on her entry time. Second, it was Amelia, who had led most of that race, 109.72. So that's just over her entry with Lula Milne, Sydney Glasgow in third.
What time are we looking for again?
105.01.
105, my goodness.
So Sophie's entries are 108. So
yeah, Sophie Steele, fastest there, 108.00. Molly Scott, Derwentside and Gateshead in 1. Iona Wiki Ayala from Aberdeen Dolphin in 2. Millie Barton from Bellshill in 3. Sophie Steele, South Ayrshire in 4. Gemma Brown, Carnegie in 5. Ava Gordon and Emily Dickens. Well, Ava Gordon actually City of Glasgow. She was due to be beside Emily Dickens in 7, but she's not taking the start. But we do have Amy Dobson from Kingston in lane number 8. Never really worked out which Kingston it was.
no, we didn't, did
We're a little bit late now to find out, but Amy Dobson.
My money's on Hull.
Hull?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Well, we'll see. Well, in the middle, can anyone dip under that 108 mark? Gemma Brown going well in 5. Also Sophie Steele in 4. Molly Scott in the near side. In lane number 1 is right there. Amy Dobson, the Kingston swimmer, at the top. She's there as well. So 4 swimmers coming in almost together, but it is going to be lane 4. And that will be Sophie Steele, 108.31. Close to her entry time. Gemma Brown in the 108 range as well. And that is the result of the final heat of this 100 metres butterfly for female swimmers. No one could challenge the times posted by the swimmers in the heats earlier today. As we move on to the Male and Open 100 butterfly event, 6 swimmers. It's 6 swimmers, 6 heats even.
No, so we did discuss this yesterday. So there is a Kingston Swimming Club in Glasgow. So I think it's probably that one.
Okay.
Back in the day, Castlemilk was where they were based, so
Oh, I see, right, okay.
should have stuck with my first
I should have done,
guess from yesterday. There is a Kingston Swimming Club in Hull as well.
Oh, is that right?
But
Okay.
I don't think Amy is from that one.
It's almost like a swim-off here.
Yeah.
Starting off with 4 and 5. Daniel Moorhouse, Sam Ross. We were due to have 3 in this one. We've only got 2. And the entry times, Moorhouse with a 104.19 and Ross with a 104.29. So not much in it between the two of them. Derwentside and Gateshead swimmer. Moorhouse closest to us. And Sam Ross from Warren de Bass with that red cap is in the upper lane of the two as we look at them. This could be a really close race here. 104.19 for Daniel Moorhouse in the end, but I think Ross might just get it. It's on the touch, and it was the better finish, I think, from Sam Ross, and he will take it 102.73 with Daniel Moorhouse in 103. So 2 excellent times there to start us off with. Wow.
Sam skips the 103s. And we're moving up straight into the second heat. Jackson Ogilvie there, Monty Feith in 1, Jasper Broom, South Ayrshire in 2, Conan Swinney, Derwentside and Gateshead in 3, Ivan Gallagher, Derwentside and Gateshead in 4, Callum Mackenzie, Perth City in 5, Finlay Duffin, Warren de Bass in lane 6, Lucas Innes, Faulthouse in 7. And strong start in 5, Callum Mackenzie, Perth swimmer, also in 3, one of 2 Derwentside and Gateshead swimmers, Conan Swinney, Jackson Ogilvie in lane 1 and Monty Feith swimmer as well. So 3, well, pretty much everyone's still in it really. 28.81. Slightly down on the previous heat. That was a pretty fast heat last time round. Sam Ross 102.73. This is a much closer affair. And it's now Conan Swinney with Ivan Gallagher coming back strong, as well as Callum Mackenzie, the Perth City swimmer. Oh, this is a good one. 4 swimmers, as you can see there, pretty much in a line. Who's going to get the touch? Looks like Conan at the moment. And it's going to be Conan. Oh, 62.05. So that's a 1.5 improvement for Conan. Pushed on by those around him by the looks of things. Second it was Ivan Gallagher, his teammate, 102.82. Jackson Ogilvie just edging out by 1/100th of a second to third from Callum Mackenzie. Into the third heat, Zach Weatherhead, University of Aberdeen performance in 1, Rowan Brown, Elgin in 2, Tom Massey from Alpha Daughters in 3, Taylor Sinclair, Elgin in 4, Luke Livingston, Best in 5, Jack Shaw, Bellshill in 6, Richie Saunders, Warner in 7, Cal Mossman, City of Glasgow in 8. Very strong start from Rowan Brown, the Elgin swimmer here in 2, 28.29. Fastest 50 split thus far. Going with him, Taylor Sinclair, the Elgin swimmer. His teammate in lane 4, and it's now Taylor from Elgin who's in the lead. He's come through very strongly in this second 50, going well as well. Richie Saunders out there in 7 from Warrender. But I think Taylor's got this one. 103.31 was his entry. 102.29, so it's been good PB swimming across these heats of this 100 fly, and that's another one for Taylor Sinclair, the Elgin swimmer. Second it was Richie, 103.46, just under his entry. Jack Shaw, 103.93 in third.
Heat number 4 now. Kieran Brown from Aberdeen. He goes in lane number 1. 3 17-year-olds in 1, 2 and 3. Daniel Hayes, the next one from Forth Valley. Alex Taylor in 3 from East Lothian. 15-year-old Luke Thompson in lane 4 from Bathgate. Andrew Liu from Stepbrook, the youngest in the field at 14. He goes in lane number 5. Jaden Chan, Hard to Midlothian, the oldest in the field at 18. We have Anatoly Geizes from Aberdeen Dolphin, 16-year-old, and Stephen Laws, another 17-year-old in the outside lane from Dundee City Aquatic. And it's Alex Taylor out into an early lead here, 27.99. Jaden Chan going well in lane number 6. But a very good turn there from lane number 5, Andrew Liu. And it's beginning to pressure Taylor now in lane number 3. Andrew Liu is really quick coming off that turn there.
Snags winner this year, Andrew.
Momentum for that, and he is going to come into the final few strokes now, and he will just about take it. 1:01.01. Well done to Andrew Liu. He will take that one, the 14-year-old, and improving his entry time of 1:02.54. So well done to him. Big improvement there, second and a half.
So he won Snags earlier in the year. He did his previous time East District in this pool, and he's now improved it by nearly over second and a half. So super swimming from the youngster Andrew there.
Getting close to the 1 minute mark now, aren't we? Going to get somebody under.
Yeah.
Here we go.
See if one of these can do it. We have Alex Holmes, the famous Alex Holmes in lane 1. Rory Vick, Warren de Baths in 2. Stuart Clark, Marlins in 3. Giuliano Lastroni, Stirling Swim in 4. Logan Scally, University of Aberdeen in 5. Kai Connolly, South Lanarkshire in 6. Patrick Walsh from University of Stirling in 7. Calder Murphy, Carnegie in 8. And Gilly, 1:01.7 to 1:02.4. Looks a lot closer than that at the moment. It's maybe Giuliano Lastroni, the Stirling University, Stirling swimmer in lane 4. He's had a busy weekend, 28:05. See if he can bring it back strong. Kai Connolly just 8/10 behind him. Good turn from Giuliano. Going well in 7 as well as Patrick Walsh, the University of Stirling swimmer. But it's Lastroni in 4. Looking very good here. And 1:01.7 is his entry. Out in a 28:05. Can he get under that minute? Let's see if he's going to get close. Very close. 1:00.42. But that is still excellent swim for him. And that's over a second improvement on his entry. So edging ever closer. Giuliano. Maybe next time.
1:42. Just that 1 minute mark just slipping by on the last heat. Can we get someone under the 1 minute mark here? Edward Mills from Highland, next to his Highland teammate Lachlan Bremner. Dare Finlayson from Glenalbin. David Landman from City of Glasgow. Oliver Hodgick from University of Aberdeen Performance. Levi Clark from Glenalbin in 6. Alain Vidal from University of Stirling in 7. And Finlay Bennett from South Lanarkshire in lane number 8. Entry times, well, David Landman, 1:19 his entry time. Oliver Hodgick, 1:35 for the man in lane number 5. So 4 and 5. Can they dip under the 1 minute mark? Chances for almost everyone across the pool here. 27.84, giving himself a great chance here, Edward Mills, to do that. Levi Clark as well, and Dare Finlayson, all under the 29-second mark, so might be able to bring this back under the minute. But Mills looking very, very good indeed. The Highland swimmer, the 16-year-old closest to us. Can he dip under that 1 minute mark? 1:01.26 was his entry time. He's going to be under that, I think. Is he going to be under the 60? And he is not quite. Oh, well, that is agonising for Edward Mills. Great PB. Over a second.
Shouldn't overlook that. but I suspect all he's got in his head is, if only I'd gone 2 100ths faster. Look at that. 2 ties for 4th and 6th.
I know.
You don't see that very often, do you?
Oh, 1 minute .01. Oh dear.
But still a great PB for him.
Absolutely.
So he should be happy with that, and gives him all the opportunity to go under the minute next time.
Yeah, fantastic swim there from Edward Mills. And we now go to the other end of the pool. We're into the 50s now, Tony. We've got 50 breaststrokes, then 50 freestyles. So going to be fast and furious here for the next little while.
Looking forward to it. And we have quite a few heats. 8 in this one.
I might stand up for this one.
Dara Williamson, Dundee City Aquatics in 3. Lucy Carslaw, Warren de Bass in 4. Olivia Spark, Derwentsside and Gateshead in 5. And Emily Neal, Heart of Midlothian in lane 6. 38.88 to 39.00 are the entry times in this one, so I think we can probably expect this to be quite close. And it's the Derwentsside swimmer, Olivia Spark, who's coming up here, 7th at the Northumberland and Durham Championships. Lucy Carslaw was 5th at East Districts. Who's going to get this? Ooh. Dara Williamson. So a nice one there from the Dundee swimmer. 38.62. Nicely under her entry time. 38.84 for Olivia. Also under her entry. 39.3 for Lucy.
So Lois Herdman from Inverclyde goes in 1. Celia Blair from East Lothian in 2, the 12-year-old. Lisa McNair, Stirling Swim in 3. Emma Chambers, Cumbernauld in 4. Isla Cole from Bucky in 5. Miriam McPhee from Faldhouse in 6. Edith Middleton, Glenalbin in 7. And 13-year-old Ailsa Chan from South Lanarkshire in the outside lane. Is that now familiar cap of the Glenalbin team? Edith Middleton, 16-year-old. Seen another Middleton, haven't we, in the Glenalbin team?
Male and open swimmer.
Yeah.
He's been a relay star, hasn't he?
He has.
Just can't quite remember his name.
Edith Middleton going to touch the wall first, though. 37.70. Well done to her. And that is a big improvement of over a second for the Glenalbin swimmer. So Emma Chambers in 2nd position, 38.32. That's faster than her entry time. Celia Blair in 3rd, also faster than the entry time. And Lisa McNair just outside that entry time there. But 37.70, that's a new target, Tony.
And 3rd heat to try and do that, we have in lane 1, Chloe Semple from South Lanarkshire. Rebecca Strachan in 2, Lily Lava in 3. In 4, Amy Wanless. In 5, it's Ruby McInnes. Ellen Denny in 6, Lara Cowling in 7. Iona Hickson in lane 8. Ooh, not a lot between at least 7 of these 8 swimmers. Maybe lane 6. Ellen Denny from Gary, and out there in 8, Iona Hickson from Mulgai and Bearsden. Very, very close though, as you can see from that shot. Somebody running up the poolside getting that one. And really not a lot in it. Maybe the Gary swimmer just coming through. That's Ellen Denny, and I think it might be. It is 37.92. So nice swim there from Ellen. Under her entry time. 38.34, so that's a nice improvement. Iona Hickson, 38.19. Also under her entry. And Ruby McInnes, 38.22 under her entry time as well. So they should all hopefully be nicely pleased with that.
And there's the next heat. Ellie Brown from Faldhouse in 1. Hannah Lindsay, South Lanarkshire in 2. Grace Blair from Forth Valley in 3. Lottie Johnson from Bev Barracuda in lane 4. 12-year-old Natalia Wakalinska from Montrose in 5. Blythe Williamson from Inverleith in 6. Trudy Patrick from Warrender in 7. And Jenny Maguire from South Lanarkshire in lane number 8. Well, maybe lane number 5. It is Natalia Wakalinska, possibly into the lead. Lane number 1 going along nicely as well. Ellie Brown from Falthouse, the 14-year-old. Those Beverley Barracudas. We've got confirmation of that. Well done, Tony. They come to the wall. 3 swimmers altogether, and it is Ellie Brown and Blythe Williamson who share the spoils. Equal first there. 37.22. Well done to those two. And that's an improvement, well, over a second almost for these swimmers. Jenny Maguire, 37.32. Also an improvement of around about a second for her. So these 50 breaststroke swims going great. And there's Pip Brotherton back in again, Tony.
Excellent. In lane 1, Sarah Denson, Moni Feith in 2, Charlie Adams, Highland in 3, Georgia Adamson from Carnegie in 4, Ruby Birch, Hoylake in 5, Olivia Russell, Cumbernauld in 6, Isla Stewart, Warrender in 7, Manon Shembri, Perth City in lane 8. And they're off 37.8 to 38.02 in this one, so really not a lot between any of them. And it looks like that again on this, maybe lane 4, Georgia Adamson, the Carnegie swimmer. She's done a 37.3 at the East District Summer Sizzler just last weekend in this pool. Warrender's Isla Stewart going strong as well out there in lane 7. And it's between these two and Pippa Brotherton down here in 1. And it's going to be Georgia Adamson. 37.37, which is exactly the same time that she set in this pool last weekend, which is slightly bizarre.
Well, that's consistent.
So reinforced her personal best there. Second, it was
Brotherton was third there. I think it was Isla Stewart. Was it Isla Stewart?
Yes, it was.
In second. There's the next heat. Heat number 6. Cara Gumbrell from City of Glasgow. Anna Law, South Lanarkshire. Molly Irvin Watson, Dumfries in 3. Lauren Elder, Forfar in 4. Heidi Shaw, Ren 96 in 5. Hetty Aiken from Derwentsside and Gateshead in 6. Jessica Davis from Milgowden Bearsden in 7. And at the top, Erin Weatherly, North Tyneside. But, well, pick a winner here. Very, very close contest here. Maybe lane 5 beginning to show now, and that's Hetty Aiken. But it is very tight indeed. Is it going to be Hetty Aiken in lane number 5? In 6, sorry, Heidi Shaw in 5. And it was Heidi Shaw who takes it. Hetty Aiken was there in lane number 6, but finishing in 3rd place. And it was Heidi Shaw who took that one. 36.97, under the 37 range. Great swims there from the swimmers at the front of the field. Certainly 1, 2, 3 and 4 inside their entry time. So well done to them.
Penultimate heat, Nadia Dogan, Aquajets Newcastle in 1, Sophie Haining, Bellshill in 2, Lizzie Wyke, Edinburgh Uni in 3, Emma Binney from Inverclyde in 4, Veronica Kariuki, East Lothian in 6, Rose McDermott, Mulgine Bearsden in 6. 5 is Veronica, 6 is Rose, 7 is Millie Barton, and in lane 8, Lula Milne. 36.83 for Emma Binney coming into this. She's got a bit catching up to do from that start. Going well, Veronica Kariuki. She's done a 36.25 at that Summer Sizzler last weekend. And she's looking good here. Coming through, Lizzie Wyke, the Edinburgh University swimmer in lane 3. But it looks like it's going to be Veronica. What time can she set? Ooh, 36.14. So that's an improvement on last weekend by 11/100ths. Nice one for Veronica. Second, might have been Lizzie. No, Nadia Dogan, 36.58, 36.88 for Lizzie.
Final heat. What kind of
35.1 is the B final.
Okay, well, we've seen some big improvements here. 36.1 for that previous heat. Can we get anyone near that 35-1. Amy Newton in 1, Karis Mooney in 2, Leah Bullock in 3. Sophie Weston goes in 4, Anna Jackson 5, Lily Colvin in 6, Cara White in 7, and Maisie Adair in lane number 8. Sophie Weston and Anna Jackson, 36.1 is their entry time, 36.09, 36.10. Swimmers in that centre lane. They've got to drop, well, exactly a second if they are going to challenge for that B final. That's quite tough, but going well. In lane number 4, it looks like Sophie Weston might be leading them home here. Let's have a look at the time. She's going to be in the 35-second range, and 35.38 for Sophie Weston. Well, great swim, great best time for Sophie Weston. Karis Mooney in 2nd, just ahead of Anna Jackson. But Sophie Weston, I think that's maybe the closest we've seen to making that B final.
Just missing out on a reserve spot though, but super swim from her. And more of the same with the male and open now. 50 breaststroke with 7 heats. And in this one, we have in lane 1, Samuel Verso. In lane 2, Boyd Fernside, Bogdan Gabriel Gerbita in 3, Stanislav Christoph in 4, Henry Little in 5, Charlie Cairns in 6, Nikki Tinch in 7, Finlay Bruce in 8. And way up in lane 8 it is Finlay. 33.26. That's a nice start to proceedings.
That's a good one.
It is much improved. Thinking that's been a while since he did that, because that was very impressive from Finlay there. As he takes that one.
33.26. You're talking about heat 6 before we see an entry time of 33.26 now.
So he's done well there.
There's heat 2, Oliver Finnick. Another Hatfield swimmer with that pink cap on. Luke Watling-Smith into Keir Campbell in 3. Brodie Jordan going in lane number 4, 14-year-old from Dumfries. Cameron Medema from Warrender in 5. Craig Burton in 6. Solomon McMillan in 7. And right at the top will be Jack Higney. Well, it is Solomon McMillan possibly, and Craig Burton right there at the top. That top end is doing pretty well in terms of this 50 breaststroke for male and open swimmers. And it looks like it's going to be Solomon McMillan first to the wall. Well done, 33.60. Another swimmer improving that entry time by a big margin. Well done, Solomon. 33.60 ahead of Craig Burton, 34.27. Brodie Jordan, 34.37. Improvement from Brodie Jordan as well.
Nice.
1/100th.
All counts. Ian Henderson in 1, Magnus Kirkpatrick in 2, Dougal Strang in 3, Aidan Hayes in 4, George Hodgkinson in 5, Matthew Leesgang in 6, Kieran Hayes in 7, Jamie Campbell in 8. This is heat 3. He's getting the best start here. Well, lane 6, Matthew Leesgang was out quick. Not that long under the water. He was up and swimming. But he's doing good so far. Lane 2 as well, Magnus Kirkpatrick. And in lane number 4, fastest in, Aidan Hayes. And it's either of Magnus or Aidan. And in 6, Matthew Leesgang, all in a touch. And it is just Magnus in 2, 33.06. So that's another second improvement for him. So they're definitely pushing their best times in these first 3 heats. Everyone going well under their entry time. Aidan Hayes as well, 33.11, as well was Matthew Leesgang. So all of those swimmers under 34.
someone wishing Dougal a happy birthday. Is that Dougal Strang, do you think, coming out of the water?
I don't think there's that many Dougals around, so I think we've got a happy birthday Dougal if it is.
Well, there's the next heat.
14 years old today.
Oh, well done, Dougal. Next heat ready to go. Tom Robinson, Liam Warner, Matthew Jack, Hamish Maxwell, Caleb Simpson, Fergus Weston, Saif Ahmad El Said and Fraser Burton. All entry times here 33.67 to 33.87, so nothing separating the entry times of all of these swimmers. But lane 4 is going well. Hamish Maxwell, 33.67 was his entry time, the fastest in the field by a very tiny margin. Is he going to get in ahead of Caleb Simpson? He does. 32.50. So they were separated in terms of entry time by 3 100ths, but that gap's closed.
And got faster. So
much faster.
Second over a second. We've had PBs from every winner so far. I'm not sure we can say we've had that all the way through these events, so that's great stuff. Moving on now. Harry Duncan in 1, Blair McKean in 2, Taylor Hutton in 3, Luke Thompson in 4, Jamie McBain in 5, Thomas Robertson in 6, Kayleen Johnson in 7, and Akhiv Singh in 8. And here we go, who's got the best start here? Pretty even, lots of different contrasting styles there, with people getting straight up and people doing a long underwater, and it's not made a lot of difference. Lane 1 maybe, Harry Duncan, Devon swimmer. Also going well in 8 is Akhiv Singh from Scotia, and coming through in the middle as well, Luke Thompson and Jamie Bain. Maybe Luke Thompson in 4, or is it Harry Duncan down here in 1? Luke, I think. 33.00, maintaining our personal best. He did that time at Snags where he was in the final, and he's just improved on it. So nice one, Luke. Harry Duncan, 33.19, nicely improved for him. 33.39 for Jamie McBain. Bang on his entry time. So well done, swimmers. Now moving on to heat number 6 of 7.
Yeah, Kyle Connolly back in the water again. Ryan Crabb, Nathan Smith, Kieran Brown, Hamish Coates, Sam Ross, Felix Kolek and Kyle Mossman. Kyle Mossman right at the top. I think there's a few races we've been in the outside lanes today. Kyle Mossman this afternoon. Kyle Connolly closest to us there, going out pretty well there. Hamish Coates from best in lane number 5 might just have the edge here. We are looking for 33.21 for Hamish Coates as an entry time, and he is stretching away here in lane number 5. They are trying to come back in the near side lanes, Ryan Crabb, but it is going to be Hamish Coates, 32.55, another improvement on the entry time. And in second place, well, thought it was going to be Ryan Crabb, but it was actually Sam Ross we got in second under the 33 second mark, with Ryan Crabb in third position. So again, 3 improvements for the top 3 there.
Final heat, Alex Cantley, Aberdeen Performance in 1, James Aberdeen in 2, Finlay Byrne in 3, Dare Finlayson in 4, Michael Gavin in 5, Matthew Stevenson in 6, Jack Milne in 7, and Duncan Cameron in lane 8. Strong start in 4 from Dare Finlayson from this Glenalbyn team. Going well as well in lane 6 though, Matthew Stevenson, 35-year-old from Hearts, and he's looking very strong in this 50 here, and he's got a big lead, showing the youngsters how to do it. Going strong as well in 2, James Aberdeen, but no doubt about a winner here. Oh, 30.95, and that is only just missing out on that B final. Super swimming there, looks very, very happy with himself. Not surprisingly, that was a super swim from Matthew. 30.95, 31.84 for James Aberdeen, which is a big improvement for him as well. 32.25 for Finlay, which is also an improvement. So across the board on that one, we saw lots of nice improvements coming through. So that's
Yeah, Matthew Stevenson, older than the two swimmers inside him. Ages combined. So there you go.
So yeah, he would
Just
have
shows you great performance. From
fourth
him.
reserve for that one. But that's super. Sorry, that's twice in those 50 breaststrokes where we've almost had somebody get through.
50 freestyle on now though. Elena Sanderson, Sophie Haining, Amelia Morris, Keira Gregg, Caitlin Kirk, Ayla Wilson, Sophie Clark, and Iona Riki Ayala, the outside lane. What a good start in lane number 4. Keira Gregg from Fauldhouse. Look at this swim from Keira. 28.49 for Keira Gregg, over a second improvement on the entry time. Fantastic stuff in that first heat. Sophie Clark and Ayla Wilson and Elena Sanderson just split by 3/100ths of a second. Sophie Clark, yeah, I think just inside her entry time by 6/100ths. Second heat. Kelsey James, Alana Robertson, Amy Dobson, Casey Dixon, Maisie McCafferty, Kirsty Gilmore, Tamsin Blofield, and Ailey Fee. Again, 28.49 now the target for Keira Gregg from that first heat, and going well right up there in 7. It's the Orkney swimmer Tamsin Blofield. Is she able to hold on to that good start that she had here? It's very close indeed. Well, who is going to take this one up? Might be the swimmer for Orkney just. It is Tamsin Blofield, led from the start. Kirsty Gilmore ahead of Amy Dobson by 1/100th. So 29.35 for Tamsin, and that is an improvement on the entry time by 18/100ths of a second. Kirsty Gilmore just in second place by 1/100th.
Nice swimming. Olivia King in 1 of this heat 3. Amy Hislop in 2. Isla Macquarie in 3. Emma Simpson in 4. Ailey Melrose in 5. Maya Reynard in 6. Lucy Callis in 7. And Fern Gray in lane 8. And off they come. Good dive there in lane number 6. That was a cracking start from Maya. Silver City swimmer, also going well in 8. Fern Gray from Sevenoaks. And it's those two at the moment who are out in the lead. Maya's way out in lane 6 there. Nice swim here from her. Entry time is a 29.4. And then she comes into the wall, 29.26. So that's a nice improvement from Maya. And
Emma Simpson and Ailey Melrose tie in there for second place. Going to ask you again, Tony, was it Maya Reynard? Was the Silver City swimmer that you swam against?
5th time lucky.
How'd you do against her?
Oh, she beat me.
Oh, okay.
I managed to keep up with her for 300 and then off she went. Youth played out on that one.
She's pretty swift there with 29.26 there,
yep.
Silver City swimmer. Here is the next heat. Charlie Hoare from Warren de Bass in 1. Imogen Lowe from West Hill in 2. Jessie Norris in 3. Emily Dawson in 4. Charlotte Craig in 5. Ellen White in 6. Anna Jackson in 7. And Gabriella Winton at the top there in lane number 8. It looks like lane number 4 though. Emily Dawson from Mulgai and Bearsden just about edging, I think, lane 3. Jessie Norris in the early stages. And these two, along with the swimmer right at the top, Gabriella Winton, and also Ellen White as well into the finish, and it is Jessie Norris. Just, boy, that was tight there.
I was convinced that Ellen had got that.
7/100ths in it at the end. Gabriella Winton, Emily Dawson as well within 0.2. Look at that, everyone in the 29 range, with the exception of the final swimmer who's 30.01, so mighty close.
Sophia Fallon in 1, Isla Wetton in 2, Lauren Cantley in 3, Myron McPhee in 4, Sienna Melville in 5, Emily Schofield in 6, Mary Eva Lan in 7, and Sarah McGuffey in 8. This is heat 5. Full complement of swimmers here. pretty even. Lane 2 maybe, Isla Wetton, East Lothian swimmer, but also there in 5. That's Sienna Melville from Stirling Swimming. And it does look like Sienna, entry time for her was a 29.22. My goodness, she's gone flying in this one. It's got to be faster than that. 28.93, so under the 29. Not quite up yet with Kira Gregg in that first heat, but we're getting there. Great swim from Sienna. Isla Wetton 29.5. Sophia Fallon in 3rd.
Heat 6 of the 8. Amber Niven, Carnegie, Isla Russo, Renfrew Bass, Amy McLeod, City of Glasgow, Ellen Denny from Geary, Katie Towers, South Lanarkshire, Cara Gumbrell from City of Glasgow, Iona Casapiris from Carnegie, and Abby Davis on the outside lane from East Lothian. That's a good start from Abby Davis right there at the top. But looks like lanes 3, 4 and 5, Amy McLeod, Ellen Denny and Katie Towers going well. Lane 6 now, Cara Gumbrell, once they get into their stroke, and also going well here. Amy McLeod might do this one. Isla Russo also there. It's going to be, 5 swimmers into the wall first. Is it going to be Amy? It is. 29.19 for Amy McLeod. Ellen Denny just missing out on the touch in 29.28, and Isla Russo 200s behind. Cara Gumbrell 1/100th behind her.
That was as close as it looked. Into heat 7, Caitlin Black in 1, Iona Hickson in 2, Beth Craik in 3, Ella Thompson in 4, Kalila Smith in 5, Yori Horn in 6, Tia Reedy in 7, and Amber Littlejohn in lane 8.
There's Amber Littlejohn this time. She wasn't in the other one, but she's definitely here this time.
Saving herself for this. Let's see what she can do. And she got off to a great start over there in lane 8, Amber. And it's the 4 at the far end, with Amber leading the way. 29.00 is her entry time. And look at that. There really isn't an awful lot between all 8 of these swimmers as they come into the wall. Oh my goodness. Lane 6 maybe. Yori Horn, 29.01. Second it was Tia Reedy, 29.08 I think that was. And Amber Littlejohn just behind in 3rd, 29.1.
Very close again, 3/4 of a second separating absolutely everyone in the field. The final swim, we have a change to we've got one of the reserves in here, McKenna Melville in lane number 1 from Stirling Swim. We've got Hayden Holmes, Rebecca Shand, Lily Lava, Maureen Ferris, Madison Stewart, Louise Connell and Alice Cumming. So McKenna Melville in that outside lane in the reserve position.
Oof, making the most of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Great swim here at the very top there. We're in reserve position.
No, it's Michaela's in lane 1, sorry, that was my mistake. It's Alice Cumming out there in lane 8.
Oh, it is as well. 28.78. And she is going to lead, I think, Alice Cumming. We saw her a good swim a little bit earlier on. And look at this time for Alice Cumming. 27.83 for her.
27.74 was the B.
Oh.
The B final. Let's not take that away from her. What a super heat swim from Alice.
Won it by over a second from Rebecca Shand and Irene Ferris. And Louise Connell in 4th position. Close to a reserve spot, sorry?
She's 3rd reserve, because remember that was the one that had the 2 swimmers at 27.74 that we had to swim for. So 27.74, 27.76, 27.80. So she'd be 4th reserve, but still fantastic swimming there. And golly, after having had that swim off earlier on, that would have thrown the cat amongst the pigeons. If she'd done a 10th quicker, we'd have had another swim off. Now, would have all 3 of them had to go at that if it had been?
I don't know. Maybe the one that won the previous swim off might have just taken the precedence.
We could muse about that for some time, but it's not happening. So, that would have been quite intriguing.
Here's the first heat of the 50 freestyle. Logan Warburton, Fraser Burton, William Lawson, Callum Strusick, Kieran Brown, Jack McGann, and Emmeline Geises. And it is going to be Jack McGann, I think. Yeah, 25.95 for Jack McGann. And that's another excellent swim. Some excitable fans in this afternoon.
Yeah,
a few screams there. Callum Strusick getting a good time as well. 26.30, half a second almost faster than his entry time. So well done, Jack McGann. Well done, Callum Strusick.
Beatle-esque screaming going on there.
That's right. I wonder who it was for. Difficult to tell. Some good times in there, but they seemed happy, whoever it was for.
Which is good. Happy if everyone else is happy.
Heat 2 about to go.
So we have Jack Philpott in 1, Nathan Smith in 2, Joe Carty in 3, Cameron O'Donnell in 4, Kieran Brown in 5, in 6 is Stanislav Christoph, James Aberdeen in 7, Kayleen Johnson in lane 8. And looks like lane 4. Corner, Cameron O'Donnell, 26.24, under his entry, nicely done. Second, it was Nathan Smith, and 1/100th ahead of Stanislav Christoph, who was 1/100th ahead of James Aberdeen, and then we had a tie for 6th.
And the 7th swimmer was only 1/100th behind them. There we go. Finlay Byrne, Blake Herdman, David Landman, Daniel Coombe, Patrick Reyes, Fraser Vass, Isaac Buchan, and Ali Hattab. That's the lineup for heat number 3. Few swimmers with their second or third swims this afternoon. Isaac Buchan had a very good finish in that 200 a little bit earlier on. It was a 400 actually for the men, it was a 200 for the women, but Isaac Buchan had a great finish in that one. City of Norwich swimmer in lane number 7. Well, where is this one going to go? And it is, oh goodness gracious me. Yeah, it is Blake Herdman, 26.34. Daniel Coombe in second position. And that's an improvement for Blake Herdman, 26.34. Daniel Coombe, 26.43. Improves his time by a couple of 100ths. David Landman, 26.5, which equals his entry time.
Heat 4. We have in this one Harry Duncan in 1, Michael Winship in 2, Fergus Weston in 3, Nathan Wilson in 4, Jed Armitage in 5, Kieran Chapman in 6, Jamie Campbell in 7, David Grabowski in 8. So pretty even from the start. Maybe lane 3, Fergus Weston also going well in 5. We've got Jed Armitage, the Highland swimmer, and maybe is Jed and Fergus here who are taking this one out. Maybe just Jed. Very tight. I think Jed does get it. 25.40. So nicely under his entry there. 26.3 he was in on. So 25.62 for Fergus. Improvement for him as well. Nathan Wilson, 26.27. Just over his entry, but a great swim there from Jed. 25.40.
Yeah, 2 at the front of the field in the 25-second range. Let's hope to get more here. Theo Sterker in 1. Ewan Jones goes in 2. Callum Forsyth in 3. Stephen Laws in 4. James Gillis in 5. Lewis Hopkins in 6. Harry Sharp in lane number 7. And Oliver Hodzik back in the water again in lane number 8. Great start in lane number 5 there, and that was James Gillis. Also going well in lane 2 is Ewan Jones. Ewan Jones might just take this one here from lane 2. It's very close between 5 and 6 though, Gillis and Hopkins. And it will be Jones, 25.90. Another swimmer in the 25-second range. Hopkins and Gillis very close behind. Lewis Hopkins in 26.02, James Gillis 26.17. Improvement for Hopkins by a few 100ths of a second. That was heat 5, this is heat 6.
And in here we have Blair McKean in 1, Thomas Robertson in 2, Andrew Liu in 3, Adam Prusick in 4, Roy Kringellis in 5, Rowan Brown in 6, Tyler Spalding in 7, Tom Robinson in 8. Clean start again. Nice start in 5. Also going well in 8 actually. Tom Robinson and Rowan Brown coming through in lane 6 is Rowan Brown. 5, it's Royas Kringellis. I think it's going to be 5 here. Nice and clear now. 25.35 for Royas. So another half a second improvement there for him. Second, Tom Robinson, 25.72. So yeah, nice uplift for him. 25.76, just a few hundreds behind for Rowan Brown. So all of those swimmers under their entry. Nice swimming.
Now we have heat 7 of the 8 heats. Cullen Mackenzie, First City, Rory Vick from Warrender, Adam McLaren from West Hill, Ruben Pearson from Bells Hill, Jamie Waller from Hart Midlothian, Rory McCallum, Milgines Bearsden, Jaden Chan from Hart Midlothian, and Benjamin Beale from Derwentsside and Gateshead. The Battle of the Hills there in 3 and 4. West Hill against Bells Hill. Who's going to come out on top? Jamie Waller off to a good start. 27-year-old from Heart of Midlothian. To a great start. Well, the older experienced swimmers are taking it to the youngsters this afternoon in these sprints, and it might be Waller into the wall first. Is it? It's Jaden Chan just getting the touch at the end. 9/100ths of a second. Excellent times there. 25.50 for Jaden Chan, an improvement of around about 10th of a second there for him. Jamie Waller nearly hung on to the end, but he gets in second position in that penultimate heat.
Last heat of these 50s, we have Brigham Stretcher, Marlins in 1, Fergus Woodford in 2, Nathaniel Shanubi in 3, Brogan Smith in 4, James Lauder in 5, Rhys Edwards in 6, Alex Taylor in 7, Christian Robert in 8. So we have a 14-year-old next to a 28-year-old here. And only 100th between the two of them, so this should be interesting. Good start from Nathaniel Shanubi in 3. And James in 5. Out there in 7 and 8, Alex Taylor from East Lothian. Robert Christian in lane 8. It's very, very tight here. It's still Nathaniel in lane 3, James Lauder coming too, but I think Nathaniel's got it. 24.66, that's the first 24 we've seen. Nice from him, so under the 25 barrier there.
What we were looking for
24.33, so he was pretty close. James second, Brigham in third. So well done to Nathaniel. Just double check what the reserves were on that one.
Backstroke ledges going in for the first of the 200 backstrokes. 5 heats of the female and 5 heats of the male and open. 24.66, Tony, was it?
Slightly, no, quite a bit off, but still 24th. So that's pretty good going from these afternoon heats.
Yeah, a load of 24s there, isn't it?
Yeah. 24.01 was fastest into that B final, and 24.66 had you placed about 15 places below that. So
goodness gracious. Well, 200 backstroke now. Hayley Siegel from Warrender Baths in 1. Maisie McCafferty goes for Forth Valley in 2. Naomi Cochran from Warrender Baths in 3. Lauren Dunlop from Dumfries in 4. Ava O'Neill from Carnegie in 5. We have Ava Grace Pettigrew She goes for Commonwealth in lane 6. We have got Tasman Blowfield from Orkney in lane 7, and we've got Maddie Barber from the University of Stirling in lane number 8. Maddie Barber off to a great start here. 2:36.78 the entry time for Maddie. Wonder if she's going to have a crack at that one. 35.02 at the first 50. As I said, 5 heats of this 200 backstroke. The entry times for all these swimmers 2:35s or 2:36s, so they're all just split by only just over a second. 2:35.60 to 2:36.78. And Maddie Barber still with that good lead here. They come up to the halfway point. Let's have a check of that split. 1:15.14. 40.12 for that previous split there for Maddie Barber, which was the same as Ava O'Neill, but Lauren Dunlop was a little bit faster in that middle lane. Barber now just holding on, but I think they're coming back pretty strongly. The swimmers in the middle, Ava O'Neill and Lauren Dunlop in 5 and 4 respectively in those 2 yellow marked lanes right in the centre there. Naomi Cochrane also going well in lane number 3, but it is still going to be Maddie Barber, I think, at this final turn. Oh, or is it? Ava O'Neill was really quick over in the turn there.
Quick flip there, wasn't
it? 40.50 for Ava O'Neill on that previous 50. Took her into the lead, Maddie Barber. She's going to have to try and hang on now. As I said, entry times 2:35 and 2:36s right across the board. Barber still going well. What about Ailey Siegel here in lane number 1? What's she got in this final 50? She's found some speed from somewhere. Ailey Siegel from Wonderbaths. And is she going to have enough to take this one? She certainly is. 2:36.09. And that's an improvement on the entry time for her. Ava O'Neill in second, Maddie Barber in third. Not much between those two at all. 3 100s.
All about the legs at the end here on the backstroke. And that second 100, if your legs go, then you're in trouble. So we're moving on now to heat number 2. In this one we have Gemma Coots from West Hill in lane 1. Chloe Kirk from Milkdown Bearsden in 2. Lillian Blair, Finns in 3. Grace Picken from Warrenderbass in 4. In 5, it's Amy Jones from Forth Valley. Amy Rimmer, Bells Hill in 6. Amy Dobson from Kingston in 7. And Noor Levens from Glenalbyn in lane 8. Battle of the Amys in 5 to 7 here. Let's see where that gets to. And fast start in lane 8 from the Glenalbyn swimmer Noor Levens. And she's really gone off very, very hard in this first 50. She had a good swim earlier on near 34.11. So she's really picked it up here. Lane 4. Grace Pickens, the Warrender swimmer, is next in line. Finalist at Snags in that 15-year-old final. This was Noor was a finalist in her respective Irish age group championships for that 15-year-old. So we've got 2 15-year-olds at the moment, heading it up here. Grace Picken, 2:34 entry. Noor Levens, 2:35.5. So not a lot, although Noor's out there in lane 8. She's not that much down on the rest of the field. 1:12.97. That's a nice start. A couple of seconds improvement from the previous heat. That's a 38 point for that. Looking very strong here, Noor. It's all about the legs, as I said earlier, in this second half of this race. Grace Pickens is high tempo, very, very contrasting styles between lane 8 and lane 4. High tempo for Grace. Longer, rangier stroke for Noor Levens out there in 8, both being very effective in this race. Still Noor, 154.32. But you can see from those splits, it's Grace Pickens who's fastest, with Gemma Coates in 1 coming through strong as well. So these two in lanes 4 and 1. Trying to get back at Noor, but it's going to be really tough. Noor's went out strong and she's stuck with it. Entry time for her was a 2:35.5. And I think she's in for getting under that, maybe in the 2:32, 2:33 range if she can keep this one up. Grace Pickens is going to take second. Here comes Noor. 2:34.45. So that's over a second improvement on her entry. Grace Pickens, 2:35.93. And in third it was Gemma Coates, 2:36.85.
Didn't change about too much on that final 50 there. Oh, the swimmers pretty much in the 40-second range for the last 50s there. Let's see what we can get for this third heat. Grace Blair from Forth Valley, next to Kalila Smith, the two 15-year-olds side by side from Aberdeen. Kelly McIntosh from Silver City. I'm not going to ask you the question again, mate. Silver City swimmer. Evie Lamont from Glenrothes. We have Ellen McPhee from Fauldhouse in 5. Sophia McMahon, Sarah McGuffey and Cara Broadley, University of Aberdeen Performance, City of Glasgow and Stirling Swim, all the 14-year-olds in that far side. In fact, we don't have Sarah McGuffey in lane number 7, but we have McMahon in 6 and Broadley in lane number 8. Two 14-year-olds this time separated by the empty lane. Let's see what we are going to get here. Evie Lamont going well in the early stages. Glenrothes swimmer, 16-year-old going out there in 35.34. Entry time of 2:33.80. So we'll see how the Glenrothes swimmers can get on here. They've been well represented at these championships, Glenrothes, and had some success. Let's see if Evie Lamont can win this heat, 16-year-old. Ella McPhee next to her is trailing in the early stages. Sophia McMahon in 6, and right up there at the top, Cara Broadley, two 14-year-olds. They are chasing the leader, 1:14.62. Just about a second in it between Broadley and McMahon and the leaders. So everybody trying to get back on terms from Evie Lamont. And it might be Cara Broadley, possibly, who is maybe just going to take up the running here in that outside lane. We saw Cara Broadley a little bit earlier on, didn't we, Tony?
We did.
Coming through strongly at the end. She's
repeating that here. Strong swim from her, Stirling swimmer. And 1:55, still down on the previous heat, but it's Cara now, definitely the fastest from those 50 splits you can see. So she's pulling away and coming back strong, so might be repeating her previous swim here. As you say, 2:34.8 was her entry time, and she does look strong in lane. Definitely going to take this one. Ellen McPhee trying to stay with her, but I think that's a struggle. Early leader Evie Lamont from Glenrothes is going to take third. How fast can Cara go? Really strong back end to this one, and she does, 2:33, so that's an improvement on her entry time, and a really strong second half to the race for her. Really picked it up as she has before.
Crowd behind us seemed pleased.
They did seem very pleased with that.
2:33.44 for her. So that's a second and a half improvement almost for Cara Broadley. Sophia McMahon in second, so the two youngsters there in the field, 1 and 2, Evie Lamont in that centre lane. She picks up third position. And there's the lineup for heat number 4. So Amelia Morris from Derwentside and Gateshead, Amy Newton, North Tyneside, Ellie Fee from East Lothian, Tia Glenn from City of Glasgow, Bronwyn Payne from Best. In fact, no one in 3, but we do have the others, I think. And back to the lineup, we've got Ailey Jensen from West Hill, Eva Gordon in there from lane number 7 from City of Glasgow, and Jasmine Robertson in lane number 8, right in the outside lane. Lane number 5 off to a good start, Bronwyn Payne from Best with that entry time of 2:32.10. What kind of time are we looking for that
2:28.88. So
2:28.
It's not a million of miles away from where we are. So 34.52 on that first 50 for Amelia Morris.
Was that Alex McGill's time? Do you remember?
It could have been, actually.
28.88 rings a bell.
It does. Let's just have a quick good. That was from one of the very first heat, I think, wasn't it? In that heats this morning. Yeah, Alex McGill, well done. We're not going to reappraise what a Scot non-residential Scot means, are we? I don't think.
Better not.
We should have probably checked up on that over the break.
We explained it well.
Well, if people go back on the live stream and have a listen, we can leave them to be the judge.
Yeah, exactly.
1:13.68 for Bronwyn.
We did all we could.
I mean, I don't know why I'm talking. I had absolutely no idea. So it's good starting there from Bronwyn. 1:13.68. Still slightly down on the swim from in the heat before last. But it's a strong swim here from Bronwyn. Going with her, trying to anyway. Amelia Morris down here, the 14-year-old from Derwentside and Gateshead. Lane 8, Jasmine Robertson just fading a little bit, and it looks like it's these two. It's a long way back for the rest of the field. Still Bronwyn. 1:54.38, so she's now up on the previous. So this is looking like it could be down in the 32s. If she can keep it going, 2:32.1 is her entry time. And she's judged this one very nicely. Bronwyn was a 40 point in that last. Amy Newton coming back well in lane 2, but I think she's left it a bit too late to challenge Bronwyn. And she comes in under the flags almost. And let's see if she can get near that 2:32.1. It's going to be very close to that, just maybe slightly over. 2:34.0. Bronwyn Payne. It was Amelia Morris, 2:35.21 in second. Ailey Johnson, I should say, 2:35.44 in lane 6. Takes third.
Is it Johnson? Jensen? But it's almost like a Scandinavian type spelling.
I'm thinking it's Johnson.
Johnson. Okay.
Come on, Molly.
Jensen, maybe.
Johnson, that's good. Bronwyn Payne takes it 2:34 flat on that one, and last heat to come. Can anyone challenge that 2:30 mark? The entry time's all here, 2:31. So Leonie Bidborough going in lane number 1, Hearts of Midlothian. Rosie Stutchfield from Warrender Baths in lane number 2. Casey Dixon, South Lanarkshire in 3. Next to her, South Lanarkshire teammate in lane 4, Chloe Semple. Poppy Shaw from Best in lane number 5. Molly Scott from Derwentside and Gateshead in 6. Megan Ferris from Cumbernauld goes in lane number 7, off to a good start. And Beth Craik from Aberdeen in lane number 8.
13-year-old Megan got silver at Snags in her age group, so she's the youngest in this heat by at least a couple of years. Casey Dixon now.
Yeah, Casey Dixon, the 15-year-old, one of the South Lanarkshire pair in the middle of the pool. That blue cap, the white writing from South Lanarkshire. But Molly Scott going well. Not Molly Scott, sorry, Poppy Shaw is actually in lane number 5. Molly Scott is going well though. Probably challenging for the lead, but Poppy Shaw Molly Scott are going to come to this halfway point absolutely together. It was Molly Scott that got the touch there. 113.32 for her. And that 38 point. Well, she's got a little bit of a chance here to dip under the 230 mark. It's not going to be far away from that, I don't think, Tony.
Possibility. Got to come back pretty strong to be able to do that, but there's two of them together, and that might help spur them on. They're in lanes 5 and 6, Poppy and Molly, and both 17, and almost stroke where they are, stroke for stroke there. As they come into the turn, still looks like it's Molly now. 153.02, so that's 39 points, maybe just over the 230, and maybe 232, looking more likely, so not too far off their entry times, but coming back strong in 4. Goodness me, last 50 from Chloe Semple, South Lanarkshire swimmer. All of a sudden, she's got the arms revving, and she's off, finalist at Snags, where she did her entry of 231.27. Look at this. She was just toying with the field early on, and she's come back like a rocket. 231.09. So that's another improvement on her time there.
That pleased the crowd as well.
Pleased the crowd again. South Lanarkshire supporters getting very excited. What a finish from her there. Goodness.
Craig McAnally-esque. For those of you that remember Craig McAnally.
36 last 50. Which I think was probably as fast as her first 50.
Craig McAnally, great
he was, wasn't he?
Scottish Commonwealth Games swimmer, great Britain swimmer as well. Scottish record holder still on the 200 back. That's how he swam a 200 back.
Yeah, blasted everyone in the last 50.
Yeah, absolutely incredible swimmer.
Kept going and going, didn't he, Craig? Didn't think he was ever going to give up. Not just in the race, I mean in his career. He just long career.
At least 3 Commonwealth Games, I think maybe 4 actually.
Yeah, I think it was 4 actually.
Yeah. Finished in Birmingham, I think.
Yep.
He went on to all the way to 2022. Yeah, great champion in the 200 back, but a unique tactics, let's say, for Craig McAnally. Fantastic.
It worked.
Oh, it certainly did.
So we're off now on the male and open 200 backstroke. We have 5 of these heats. In this first one, we have Tom Maisie. In 2, Max Kelly from Gary. Calder Murphy in lane 3, the Carnegie swimmer. Logan Reid from Elgin in 4. Sam Cool, Step Rock in 5. South Lanarkshire's Malcolm Ormerod in 6. Boyd Fernside from East Lothian in 7. And Solomon McMillan, Afford Rotters in lane 8. Calder Murphy. Out quick in lane 3, 33.51. And still out in the lead is Calder, Carnegie swimmer. And he's got an early lead in this one, looking pretty steady. It's not pulling away, so we'll just see whether some of the other guys start to come back at him. And there's 3 of them pretty much in a line just behind, led by Logan Reid. So what's that, 110.78? So there's Logan Reid, who's looking like he's picked up the pace a little. Swimmer in lane 4, he came into this as the fastest qualifier, the Elgin swimmer. And these 2 have started to slightly pull away, not massively, but coming through a little bit on them is Max Kelly, the Gary swimmer in 2. We've now got head-to-head at the front end here. Logan Reid, Calder Murphy. Still Calder, but my goodness, only just 7 100s. Who's got the legs in this last 50? Well, Calder's responded to this little threat from Logan, and he started to try and pull away. Logan's picked it up again as well. We're in for a good finish here. Elgin against Carnegie, who's got the legs as they come up to the last 10. I think Calder did not want to lose that lead. He's been in the lead the whole way through, and he's managed to hold off Logan. Nice swim there, 2:25.02. So he just comes in under by over half a second on his entry time. So that was a nice swim there from Calder. He just stuck at it. Logan tried to push back at him, but Calder had the legs in the last length, pulled away again. 2:26.07 for Logan. And in third place.
He put everything into that. He's trying to get his breath back there in lane number 3. That looked like it was a little bit painful there for Calder Murphy.
Yeah, he's okay. Holding on to the lane rope, he looks fine.
He seems fine.
Yeah, he really pulled it hard there, didn't he?
He's moving out of the water now. I think they were going to do in the water starts, leave the previous heat in, but they're taking them out now before we get underway for this one. And Calder Murphy dragging himself out of the pool, but he's almost staggering away. He put absolutely everything into that. He's okay though. And great stuff from Calder Murphy. That was tough swim in that 200 back.
Leaving nothing in the pool there.
Next ones are in Nathan Zorrell from Dumfries, Sebastian Kulinek from Forth Valley, Joshua Nicol goes for University of Aberdeen Performance. Lane 3, Hayden Sterling, St Thomas in the middle lane. In lane 4, Stuart Henry in 5 from Dumfries, James Stewart from Scotia in lane 6, Kieran Hayes from Aberdeen in 7, and Hamish Dutchin from North Tyneside in lane number 8. Sebastian Kulinek off to a great start there. Look at that. He's ahead of everyone else in the field, and everyone else absolutely in a row. Kulinek, maybe Hamish Dutchin in second place there, but he's, well, over a second behind, second and a half ahead of Hayden Sterling. A second ahead of the second place swimmer right up there, Hamish Dutchin at the very top. Sebastian Kulinek from Forth Valley, 15 years of age, at 2:24.87 entry time. I wonder if that can be improved for the Forth Valley swimmer. Finalist at the national age groups. And what is he going to do? Can he improve his entry time of 2:24.87? It's very close in terms of entry time to the whole field here. 2:24.51 down to 2:25.20. But great start there from Kulinek. And now coming through in the middle, it looks like Struan Henry in lane number 5, 14-year-old from Dumfries. Still in contention is Hamish Dutchin right up there in lane number 8. Still Sebastian Kulinek might be the one to the wall, or is it going to be lane number 5? It is lane 5. Struan Henry, that very good last 50 there. A second and a half faster than Sebastian Kulinek. Well, we saw the early leader respond to a challenge in the previous heat. Are we going to get the same? Or is it the man with the momentum who is going to take this one? Struan Henry in lane number 5, looking good. Kulinek probably still in second place, and right at the top it is Hamish Dutchin. That might be your top 3 as Struan Henry comes into the finish. 2:24.80 his entry. He's just outside that. 2:25.46. Kulinek in second, and Hamish Dutchin in third position. But again, the lead changing hands in the closing stages of that one. But,
nice swim there from the youngster.
Yeah, this time the early leader couldn't get back on terms. 2:25.46 though for Struan Henry.
And we're into heat 3. We have Richie Saunders, Warren de Bass in 1, Lachlan Bremner, Highland in 2, William Lawson, Billingham in 3, Dexter Suter, Aberdeen Dolphins in 4, Alexander McNiven from Warren de Bass in 5, Theo Sterica, South Ayrshire in 6, Thomas Finnick, Hatfield in 7, and Dean Binney in the Clyde swimmer in 8. So fastest in Dexter Suter, Aberdeen Dolphin swimmer, 2:23.1 to 2:24.5, so not an awful lot between these swimmers. Maybe lane 1 here, Richie Saunders. National Age Group finalist in this event, only 15, Richie. Got a 14-year-old on the other side of the pool, and other 16s and 17-year-olds in it. It's Lachlan Bremner in lane 2, but only 1/100th, 1/100th between 1, 2 and 3, so that was all at the margins in that one, and it does look a bit like that. Maybe Alexander McNiven now, the Warrender swimmer in lane 5. 2 swimmers here from Warrender. Alexander, the 16-year-old, has gone very strong on this second 50. And he's, given they were 100th apart at the last turn, they're now over a second and a half apart, so that was quite some 50 there.
35 point, quickest by far in the pool.
Just woke up a little maybe after that first 50. Middle 100 here has been extremely impressive from Alexander. 2:23.3 was his entry.
Well, let's check this split, Johnny, see where we might see him finish here. Let's see, he's going to be extending his lead, I think. Maybe the swimmer in lane 8, and Binny in second, 35.85. So what's that?
2:20, 2:21?
Yeah,
maybe 2:20 if we can keep it up. 2:21, I would think. This has been a good swim for Alexander. Kind of steady out at the beginning, but he's definitely gone for that middle 100. And absolutely blown away the rest of the field, trying to stick with him. Dean Binney out there in lane 8, but Alexander has really swum this particularly well, and it's going to be in that 2:21. It is 2:21.47, so for Alexander McNiven, that's nearly a couple of second improvement. Well done him. Dean Binney, 2:25.32. And Lachlan Bremner comes through in third in a 2:26.88, but that was well judged race there from Alexander McNiven. Pushed hard in that middle 100, and that made all the difference.
Yeah, just stretched away from everyone as the race progressed. Get the swimmers out by the side again. And there's confirmation of the result of that heat. Alexander McNiven, Dean Binney, Lachlan Bremner and Thomas Finnick. They are the top 4. Line up for this next heat. Harry Swarbrick, Fergus Reid, Dan Hay, Thomas Laws, Harry O'Halloran Hutchison, Lewis Lothian, Adam Merrick and Daniel Letham. 2 from Commonwealth in 7 and 8. It's Adam Merrick and Daniel Letham. 2 from Derwentside and Gateshead in 4 and 5. Thomas Laws and Harry O'Halloran Hutchison. Closest to us is Harry Swarbrick from Carnegie. Next to that yellow cap of Geary. Daniel Hay in lane number 3 for Forth Valley. So off to a good start though, Daniel Hay in lane number 3. Maybe the best start, lane number 5, Harry O'Halloran Hutchison. And Lewis Lothian from East Lothian in lane number 6. And Adam Merrick and Daniel Letham, the Cumbernauld swimmers, having their own private battle there right at the top, and they're almost challenging for second or third place there. Adam Merrick is third, Daniel Letham down in 8th, despite only being about half a second down on his teammate. It was so close on the other side of the pool. But lane 5 going well, Harry O'Halloran Hutchison. Thomas Laws inside of him, but outside of him is Lewis Lothian in lane number 6. So Harry O'Halloran Hutchison, Evie O'Halloran Hutchison, been swimming this week for Derwentside and Gateshead.
I think they might be related.
I think so. It's a good shout, isn't it? You don't get many O'Halloran Hutchisons.
Well, we don't know that for sure,
No,
but it seems unlikely.
Maybe you do in Derwent side than
Maybe.
Gateshead.
Maybe.
But they've been going well, though.
No, yeah, no.
O'Halloran
And
Hutchison's
they are
Evie
regular
and
visitors
Harry.
to this pool. They're generally here for Scottish short course for Edinburgh International and this meet as well. So it's good to have them here. And is it Harry? Yep. No, it's going to be lane 1, I think. Well, it is Harry, but a different one.
Well spotted. Yeah, Lewis Lothian was actually in lane number 6 coming through. Harry O'Halloran Hutchison just falling back now. So Lewis Lothian, and the swimmer 2 lanes inside of him is Thomas Laws in lane number 4, and Harry Swarbrick, who took the lead momentarily at the halfway point. Is he going to hold on to that one? Difficult to tell really across the pool. They are stroking almost together. It might be Thomas Laws possibly in lane number 4. Good reach for the wall for Thomas Laws, and 2:21.38 for him. 2:21.85 for Lewis Lothian. It's inside his entry time. So Lewis knocking a few tenths off his entry time. Harry Swarbrick from the outside lane from Carnegie. Again, knocking a second off his entry time, so well done to him.
Yep, nice swimming there. It's a good race. And moving on to the final heat. So in this one, we have Sky Kubinici in 1, University of Aberdeen Performance. Logan Wright in 2. In 3, it's Joe Carty. In 4 from City of Glasgow. Kai Connolly in 4. In 5, it's Finlay Bennett from South Lanarkshire as well. Edward Mills from Highland in 6. Zach Weatherhead, University of Aberdeen Performance in 7. Alex Kral from Glenalbyn in lane 8. So that's your starting lineup for this last heat. And very tight. Maybe lane 5, just taking it. Finlay Bennett, South Lanarkshire swimmer. And it was, I think, 32.75. We got that one here in the pool. That's a good starting split for him, Finlay. Fastest in, West District Age Group champion in that 16-year-old for Finlay. Coming through in lane 3, Joe Carty, City of Glasgow swimmer. And it's those two at the moment, with maybe out there in 8. Alex Kral from Glenalbyn. Just separating the two West District swimmers maybe. No, it's still Finlay Bennett, 108.36 for Finlay. And it's looking good. Alex Kral trying to make a move on that outside lane. And he's doing well out there, Alex. That's a really strong third 50 from him. I think Finlay's still got the lead, but it's pretty tight. Lane 3, Joe Carty's trying to stick with them. But with 50 to go, it's still Finlay, 144.52. He's only got, he's got about a second and a half lead on Alex. Is anyone going to make a dent on that in this final 50? I don't think so. Finlay's swum this one really well from the off. 220.5. Can he get under the 220? He's giving himself a chance, hasn't he? He's going to have to come back fast in this final 50, but he does look good. And is he going to make it? Oh, it's going to be good. He does. 219.59. Nice one there from Finlay. Nice to make these little barriers. Looking pleased there. Cap off. Second it was Alex Kral, 221.6. So just over his entry time. Third, Joe Carty, 223.34. But that was a nice swim there from Finlay. Paced that one really well. Back fast, under 220.
That's it. Did what he needed to do in that 200 backstroke, and that's the last 200 backstroke of the session. And we now have 800 freestyles for us to enjoy. We have 2 800 freestyles for the female swimmers and 2 for the male swimmers. So there's the lineup for the first of the female races. Molly Weir, we can see closest to us in lane number 1 from Heart of Midlothian. Abby Whitfield from Derwentside and Gateshead in 2. Ava Ross from City of Glasgow and Sarah McGuffey from City of Glasgow. They go in 3 and 4. Maddie Hoole from Warrendabass in 5. Freya Keeling from Carnegie in 6. Sadie Faulkner goes for Monifieth in 7. And Rebecca Somerville goes in lane number 8 for University of Aberdeen Performance. So 800 freestyle. We'll keep an eye on the splits. Keep an eye on who might achieve these entry times here. 9:44.65. So we've got 2 heats of this one, and the fastest heat, or 2 heats this afternoon, and the third heat, the fastest heat, fastest entry times, will go in the finals session tonight. So Ava Ross leading them through in the early stages there in lane number 3.
Just do it as we do it.
Right. I've been told there's a medal presentation after these 800s.
Yep, didn't quite catch what it is, but we've got one to come, so we'll leave you in suspense.
Oh, maybe we do have all the 800 heats this afternoon, Tony. We thought it was one tonight, but maybe they're all this afternoon. So we've got 3 800s for the females and 3 for the males.
Yep, misinformation. We have everything happening this afternoon, all 3 of them, so that's exciting. So hang around, everybody, watching on the live stream. We have some presentations to come after these 800s are done. And Ava Ross in the pool, 143.1. So we'll just keep an eye, knowing that now, we'll just need to keep an eye on some juniors for you. And because it's a heat declared winner, it doesn't matter where these juniors are swimming. You can win it from any race. So there's quite a lot of them in the field, so we'll just keep you up to date on that as we go through. And we're coming up to the 200 here. Ava Ross turning in the lead. 2:19.05. Scottish Summer Meet bronze medalist last year. And in behind her we've got Molly Weir, Maddie Hoole and Abby Whitfield. They are pretty much in a line. Sarah McGuffey and Maddie Hoole, 14-year-olds in lanes 4 and 5. Ava Ross, 16-year-old in 3. You can see that 36 point there. So they're all repping in the first 3 around 36s. Maddie now second. And all swimming nice pacing here. So still Ava out in front. Maddie in second. She was East District champion in this event. Scottish Youth Academy member Maddie. Not normally known for her long distance freestyle, so just mixing it up a little bit here. And doing well out in lane 5 against these older swimmers, 16, 17 and 17 in lanes 1 and 3, 2 and 1. And still Ava, 36.3 for her there on that 50. So she's looking good, Ava. I think she was one of the 4x100 mixed freestyle relay junior title winners for City of Glasgow. And she's looking strong, definitely the fastest 50er in the pool. That was a 36.5 there, and the rest of them are swimming in around about the 37s, so about half a second per 50, Eva going faster than the other swimmers. So this is coming up to halfway. And Eva's got a nice lead on the rest of the field, 5 seconds or so. So she turns at the halfway in 4:45.40.
Things getting a little spread out, Tony.
Yep, just over the 10-minute pace here. See whether she can pick that up a little. So it's been a long weekend, so I'm sure most of these swimmers, in fact I'm pretty sure all of them, this will be about swim number, oh goodness only knows, event number 7 or 8.
quite a heavy programme for some of them, isn't it?
Seem to be doing at least 2 or 3 a day, so and 800s on the last day seems a little bit cruel, but
again you've got the 400s as well on that last day, the male and open 400s,
yep,
and the female 200s. So maybe you might be expecting some of the swimmers, you know, who are doing certainly the 4s to be doing the 8s as well, and that's quite a tough double in an afternoon or in a day.
I think a lot of the male and open swimmers have picked one or the other. There was quite a few absent swimmers in that 400 this morning, people like Luke Hornsey, Arthur Logan, pretty sure Ben McLaughlin, they're just doing this 800. I'm not sure they did the 400 as well, but so yeah, I think some have decided which of these they're going to do. Doing 2 400s and an 800 in a day, that's what you call a training weekend, I think. So what's that, turning at 500 for Eva, 5:58.83. So she's repping around about 113s now, 112, 113s. Maddie's still sticking at it in second. Picked up her pace in that one.
Still a few juniors to come here, isn't there?
Oh, there's quite a few. This next heat's got quite a few, and then we've got a number of juniors in the last heat, only one of whom is a Scot, but quite a few to come. We've got Ava Smith, Rebecca Malling, or Malling I should say, Kate Nolan and Lucy Hunter. They're the remaining juniors, so we'll just keep an eye on all of that. But Ava is setting the mark for them, 7:11.82. So that's another 113 pretty much at the 600 mark, so 200 to go. She'll get the bell when she comes to this turn at the next one.
It's always a good sound, isn't it, on the 8 and the 15s.
Bliss.
Just 100 more. She's kind of still just that tiny little kick at the back of the stroke there for Eva. Not really going fully to the legs yet. There's balance in the stroke for Eva Ross, and she's going along pretty well. 36.35 for that previous 50. About half a second ahead of Maddie Houle, and you can see the times just disappearing off the screen because the times only remain on the screen 10 seconds after the leader has touched, so you can see the extent of the gap between the leader, Eva Ross, and the chasing pack. She will hear the bell. 8:24.14 into the 35-second range for the 50.
112 for that one. 112.3, so picked up the pace slightly on that last 100. So what have the other swimmers got? Abby, Molly and Maddie. Is Maddie secure in second, do you think? Or Molly Weir came back pretty strong on that one. So did Maddie pick up her pace. So I think she's... shouldn't forget about Rebecca Somerville over there in lane 8 either. She's been gradually coming back and is now in fourth. So is she going to push in to get third or even second? It's going to be tough to do second, but I think she's got third in her sights. In fact, she's going to turn third. 35.62 on that one. I think she's going to have to go hard to catch up Maddie. But here comes Eva. Maybe about 10:05, 10:06 maybe. No, sorry, what am I talking
36, 35,
Yeah.
36.
about? Nice swim there.
35.
Nice swimming there from Ava. That's well inside her entry time. Maddie, 9:43.59. That's an improvement on her entry as well. So that's a good swim for her. And in third it was Rebecca Somerville, 9:46.36. So despite it being at the end-ish of a long weekend, that's the top three all getting improvements on their entry time there, which is pretty impressive at this stage of the meet.
Pretty decent target for the next heat as well.
Yeah,
Just
got to be on it,
three
haven't you?
swimmers inside that time, and 9:35.18 for Ava Ross. Good swim from Maddie Ho in second, improving that entry time there. 14-year-olds, two 14-year-olds in this next one. Kirsten Mackay from Finns in one. Alice Cumming from City of Glasgow in lane number 2. Millie Richardson from Hatfield in 3. Emily Riach from University of Aberdeen Performance in 4. Georgina Hawkins, Faulthouse in 5. And the two 14-year-olds that I mentioned making up this heat number 2 are Ava Smith in lane 6 from Geary and Rebecca Malling from Bellshill in lane number 8. Well, all teenagers in this one with the exception of Emily Riach. She had a good swim in the 1500. I think she came through and finished very strongly in the end in the 1500 to come through for the bronze medal position, Emily. So I know she might be strong at the tail end of this one, but again, you've got to be in the mix to use that finishing speed, haven't you? It was a very close contest, I seem to remember, from Emily in that 1500. She just sprinted away at the end. Well, let's see who's going to take up the running in this one. Kristen Mackay from Finns with that blue cap. Alice Cumming from City of Glasgow next to her. And over on the far side, it's Ava Smith in 107.30 who leads them through in these early stages. Not much in it at all at this point, but well, Ava Ross in the previous heat, Ava Smith in this one. What are we going to get here from this Ava, this version of the Ava? Kristen Mackay still going well in the near side from Finns. Alice Cumming still there in the mix as well. They're all going over together as they come down now to the 200 mark. Looks like it's still those three, these early leaders. Just keep an eye on this as we go through. See what kind of times they can be posting. Again, one more heat to come after this one. It's the fastest heat, so we expect some fast swimmers in that one. And that's where we expect the medals to come from, but medals could come from this one.
Or the previous at the moment. And Ava from the previous heat is marginally 0.5 up on the Ava from this heat. So at the moment, Ava Ross is still in the running for that Scottish junior title. So there are junior swimmers in the final heat. Alice Force, for example, who is from Dermot side, so not eligible for that Scottish junior title. And so keep an eye on it. This is a nice swim from Ava. And she's got company in lanes 1 and 2. Currently the centre lane swimmers are a bit behind, but you'd think Emily Riach, she's got a lot of experience, so she'll be pacing this. And 9:22 is her entry time, which is quite a bit faster than the pace they're currently swimming at, so just wait to see what Emily can do. Ava Smith is the Scottish national age group champion and did her 9:33 entry time at the meet in Aberdeen back in April. So she's got good form this year on this one.
close now at the front. 3:32.16 and 3:32.42. Alice Cumming takes up the running. In lane number 2. City of Glasgow swimmer. Seen her a few times. Again, like so many of the other swimmers, a few times we've seen her in the pool in different events this week.
Yep, been busy. They're now up ahead of this pacing for Ava Ross in that previous heat. In fact, that 100 was 3 seconds quicker, so they've really picked up.
Oh. So Alice and Ava just separated by 1/10 of a second. And Ava Smith there in lane number 6. Breathing in this direction. I'm not sure she'll be able to see that far across the pool, like 4 lanes. Maybe be able to see some splashes or whatever. You kind of almost don't look directly across. It's almost like you're looking almost kind of backwards very slightly. You might be able to see the splash of Alice Cumming. Similarly, Alice might not be aware of Ava Smith across there 4 lanes over. But we certainly are, and they're having a good race.
Yeah.
Even though they might not know it.
I think they'll be vaguely aware of each other in their periphery. It's will just be sort of shadows going past. And it's still pretty close, isn't it? Actually, I may have picked the timings up wrong in the last one, because this pacing is almost exactly the same as Ava Ross in that previous heat now. 4:45.36 to Ava's 4:45.40. So we're having a very close virtual race here. Coming through as we thought might happen. Emily Riech is coming back steadily as they come. And she's just very imperceptibly been going about half a second to 50 faster over this last little while. And it's still Alice, 5:57.67. And Ava's 5:58.53. And that 5:58.53 is 0.3 faster than the other Ava in the previous heat. So this is very, very tight.
Both juniors as well?
That's, yeah, in this junior competition at the moment. There's 0.3 between them. Here comes Emily Riech again. She is going faster, and she's just slowly coming back at these two. Yeah, pretty much of a muchness on those 50s, aren't they?
Yeah, Alice is just stretching it out very, very slightly. You see the red lane markers there. It's a good gauge. Even if the camera angle is a little bit deceptive sometimes. But here, Alice Cummings into, well, 600 mark. And she's just about got that lead. 36.29. Ava Smith was slightly faster. The lead is now down, well, down to about 0.6 of a second. Not much in it at all. And in 3rd place, it is still Emily Riech in lane number 4. Emily Riech now beginning to make a little bit of a move. I think we'll just check the splits here for Emily as we get to the top end to see if she is actually closing.
Last 50, she was exactly the same as Alice Cumming, 36.29.
She's the same, but Alice Cumming and Ava Smith is a little bit faster. So they are stretching away a little bit now. They'll come down now. I think this will be to the 700 mark.
Yep, look at the bell as they come to this wall. It's still really too close to call. I mean, they've got the two of them to spur each other on, so you can see them. They are slightly ahead of Ava Smith from the last heat, Ava Ross, sorry, from the last heat. 8:22.31. As they come into this final 100, you can see Ava Smith there's really picked up both arms and legs. They all have really, haven't they? In the 35s. And here they come. I think Emily may have just left it a bit late. I don't think she's going to be able to catch the two of them up. But is it Alice and Ava? Oh my, look at this.
Yeah, 0.19 of a second between the two of them. Emily Riak is now going to have to settle for third place, I think. But who's got the strength for this one? It's going to be Alice Cumming from City of Glasgow. She's looking good, but still trying hard there. Ava Smith up there in lane number 6. Alice Cumming, the 17-year-old from City of Glasgow, who is going to get into this wall first. It's going to be mighty close as they come in. All on the touch. Oh, they're in together. 2 100ths the difference, and it's Alice Cumming who takes it just from Ava Smith. Well, 9:32.16. It was faster than the first heat, Tony.
Yep, so that is now at the moment, that's Ava Smith is leading these junior swimmers, and Lucy Hunter in this next heat knows exactly what she's got to do. It's well within her. She's got an entry time of 9:21, and but that was nice swimming there from Alice Cumming and Ava Smith. That's a 10-second uplift for Alice, and just over the second quicker from her entry for Ava. What a race though. 200s after an 800. That's that just seems almost unfair.
That was great, that one. Well done to Alice Cumming and Ava Smith.
So no swimmers in 1 and 2 in this one. Some people are feeling it from their weekend. So just the 6 swimmers. In this one we have in lane 3 Jessica Arundel from Bath Uni. In 3, in 4 Warren Bass, Phoebe Arbuckle, Alice Forrest, Derwent Side and Gateshead in 5. Talia Staines, Derwent Side and Gateshead in 6. Lucy Hunter, South Lanarkshire in 7. India Marshall, University of Aberdeen Performance in lane 8. So going out hard, Alice Forrest. 10 seconds behind Phoebe on entry time. She was third in this event at the Scottish National Short Course here in this pool. And just beat Phoebe in that race. So they do have a racing history, Alice and Phoebe. So Phoebe though, 8:48.97 entry. She had a cracking 400 where she went under and won it. Won the gold in that, and also was second, I think, in the 1500s as well with an improved personal best. So she's in good form, Phoebe. But Alice has taken this one out, 103.35. Not surprisingly, significantly faster than the previous heat. We'll just keep an eye on lane 7, Lucy Hunter, because we have got the junior title to play for. Scottish Junior. A bit harsh on Alice Forrest here, but Phoebe just edging up on her. And it's still Alice Forrest in the lead, but 100 ahead of Talia Staines, who's 0.18 ahead of Phoebe.
Phoebe Arbuckle was great in the closing stages of that 400. So we'll see what she can do when they get into the second half, potentially, of this 800. Very early stages at the moment. They come to the 200 mark, and Phoebe Arbuckle does take up the running, 2:10.23. There's Lucy Hunter going through in a 2:17.47, so she's inside the schedule to be the junior champion, I think, Tony?
Yep, she's a couple of seconds up already, and she was entry time as a 9:21, so you know her entry time is ahead of that excellent swim as it was from Ava Smith, so kind of would expect her to be, but that's no relying on it. You can't rely on it. she may well be swimming through this meet and looking to go later on in the summer. But we'll keep an eye on it, but at the moment already swimming at about a second 100 faster. And Phoebe now starting to stretch away from these other two swimmers. Alice Forrest and her teammate Talia Staines. Here comes Phoebe. .43.
Yeah, putting a little bit of pressure on there. 33.12, around about half a second faster than the chasing swimmers. Alice Forrest and Talia Staines. Again, they've gone out fast in these early stages. Still a long, long way to go. As you can see from the lane marker, still 9 lengths to go where they hit this top end. Phoebe Arbuckle, but she was great, looked great in the 400, and she's wanted to do the freestyle double here. And at the moment, she's looking like the favourite to do that. Just a very similar split. Phoebe Arbuckle and Alice Forrest there, only separated by 4/100ths of a second. And Alice Forrest doesn't want to get out of touch, really, with Phoebe Arbuckle. It's quite difficult to get back on terms with her, so she's fighting hard to try and stay there. And we saw that last night in the men's 1500.
Yep.
With Arthur Logan trying to stay on the tail of Luke Hornsey in the early stages, and it paid dividends really, because he came through for a great time, didn't he?
He did indeed.
So Phoebe Arbuckle, let's have a check here. How's Lucy Hunter getting on, Tony?
Yeah, she's now 5 seconds up on the splits from the previous, so I think she's looking good for that junior title. Phoebe's pace is around about her entry time, 8:48. We've slipped a little bit to 8:50s, but let's see if she can pick it up. Alice had a little go, didn't she, at trying to get back at Phoebe, and Phoebe all of a sudden, that 50 was over a second quicker, and there we go. We've got a couple of body lengths before you know it. So I don't know if Phoebe's just decided she doesn't want to risk having Alice too close to her throughout this race, and she's 5:30.62. So that's another 66.99 on that one, so just getting in the 66. And Lucy still going well. She's got company in Jessica Arundel, so 5:51.47. So yeah, she's about a second 100 up on the previous junior time, so probably going to be around about the 9:23.24 mark, maybe a bit faster.
So Phoebe now coming down to the scoreboard end again. Pretty consistent splits here from Phoebe Arbuckle. And she's kind of stretched everyone out. Look at the lead between her and Alice Forrest, and Alice Forrest has stretched away from Talia Staines.
Yeah, but equal distance between the three of them, well, between each of them, isn't there?
5.5 second the difference there, and it must be about the same as we go through, because that caption has just gone off the screen 10 seconds after Phoebe Arbuckle has touched the wall for the first time. But she's looking very good indeed, Phoebe.
Yeah, just repping just under 67s. So again, this is she'll have her 200 freestyle later on as well, so it's whether she goes full out now that she knows she's got the win. Does she keep at this pace, or does she just ease off a little, knowing what she's got to come? I suspect, knowing Phoebe, she'll just stick at it, to be honest. Every swim's a chance to improve and learn. And they're just back from a training camp, like a lot of these swimmers. Teams do training camps in the kind of June July period in advance of these summer meets. And there's Phoebe, 7:45.04. So just over the that's a 67 that time. So she's just a little bit down on that last 50, but still pretty impressive swim here. She's going to get in and around 8:52, which is really only a couple of seconds over her entry time, which is pretty impressive at this stage of the season. She did that at the British Trials when she'd have been fully tapered and raring to go.
Lucy Hunter looking safe.
Very safe.
Tony?
Yep, 8 seconds. So I think she's going to be our junior title winner. And we're looking now in the pool on the left-hand side of your screen there. That is Phoebe Arbuckle, the Warrender swimmer, who's coming through nice and strong, and she's going to take this Scottish national title in a very respectable time, just over the 8:50, 8:51.33, and that's pretty good going. Alice Forrest came in on 8:58, and she goes an 8:58.97, so just marginally over her entry time. And in third, Talia Staines, 9:05, which again is just over her entry time as well. So some excellent swimming there from all three of those swimmers. And here we have Lucy Hunter at the top of the screen, coming in, South Lanarkshire swimmer, 9:23.74. So that again just over her entry, and that confirms, assuming we get a confirmation of this race, that confirms her as the Scottish junior champion. Completing the set, India Marshall, 9:42. So some super swimming there. That Phoebe Arbuckle is going to be your Scottish champion. Alice Forrest will take silver. Talia Staines will take bronze. Lucy Hunter, Scottish title. And those presentations are going to be directly after the Malin Open third heat of this 800 freestyle.
Yeah, 3 heats of the male event to come. Lewis Nelson in lane number 1. We have Ethan Clark in lane number 2. Lewis from South Lanarkshire. University of Aberdeen performance is Ethan Clark. Ivan Gallagher from Derwentside and Gateshead in 3. Kyle Connolly from South Lanarkshire in 4. Tyler Spalding from Carnegie in 5. Andrew Patterson from City of Glasgow going in lane number 6. Alex Krall from Glenalbin in 7, and Lewis Maxwell Pauls from Warrender goes in lane number 8. Well, we don't have it. Ivan Gallagher in lane number 3, but we have got the rest of them taking the start. Maybe not surprised you don't have Ivan Gallagher.
No,
he
does
seem to have been a number of events today.
Yeah, and he's got finals to go this afternoon, evening. Well, clearly decided this one was a race too far.
Race too far, that could be a title of a novel.
Could be something there, good film.
Yeah.
Good Hollywood blockbuster.
Ivan Gallagher, a race too far. Ethan Clark's in it though, and he's straight to the front of the field, 102.87. Again, the entry times in this one for an 800, pretty close indeed. We have Kyle Connolly, 9:03. Tyler Spalding, 9:08, and the rest are just separated by a couple of seconds across the field, down to 9:14. So around about 10 seconds separating everyone in the field, but not too much for an 800, you would say. Kyle Connolly coming back strongly though in the middle, still behind Ethan Clark, but he is faster in the pool by almost a second, and Kyle Connolly beginning now to maybe just take over the running here at the front of the field. And these two have gone out pretty fast. Kyle Connolly, 9:03, the entry, and Ethan Clark, 9:12. So, well, they are separated on entry time by that 9 seconds, but certainly not at this stage in the pool. In these early stages, 2:11.98. Connolly just takes it up.
he went out really with intent on that 1500 yesterday. He ended up doing about 30 seconds faster than his entry time. He really went out with real positivity, and he's doing something similar here by the looks of things. All these swimmers juniors, and all Scottish juniors with the exception of Alex Kral, who's the Glenalbyn swimmer swimming in lane 7. Still a few more juniors to come though. We've got Finlay Bruce in heat 2, and then we'll have Aidan Anderson, who was the 1500 junior champion, to come up in heat 3. As we said earlier, with the female race, you can win this one because this is heat declared winner. You don't have to be, you're not guaranteed it if you're in the last heat. Any one of these heats can throw up the winner, whether it's junior or senior. So keep an eye on all of that. It's Carl Connolly as he comes in at this 300. In the lead now, 3:20.94.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on these splits, Tony.
Yep.
Be a good reference point for the next heat as well, for the juniors in that one. Heat's progressively faster, of course. I mean, the entry times here just over the 9-minute mark, and the entry times for the final heat just over the 8-minute mark. So we expect these heats to get progressively faster as we go on. Cal Connolly 3:55.83. Ethan Clark in second. Lewis Maxwell Powell's in third place, just on the 4-minute mark here. And they will come down to the 400 mark, the halfway point of this 800. Let's see what kind of splits the leaders have got there. Cal Connolly, Ethan Clark still going really well in lane number 2, University of Aberdeen performance. So it's around about a 110, isn't it? Just 109 range, I would think.
Yeah, very high 1.9s, and that's pretty much the same as the previous one. So
if you add another 4 minutes 40 to that, that gets you in about 9:10 range-ish.
exactly what the computer says.
Oh, there you go.
So it must be right. So just slightly over his entry. But, let's see if he can. It looks like he's maybe picked up a wee bit on that last 50. Oh yeah, 34.12. So all of a sudden he's gone a second faster than Ethan on that 50, and he's pulled away, or looks like he's pulled away. So there might be Carl's going for negative split territory here. Or just decided he wanted to try and blast it, break Kyle. Lewis Maxwell Poles is looking like he's got a bit of a spurt on as well, and he's got Ethan Clark in his sights. He's only a couple of seconds down, a second and a half actually. So another 34 for Kyle, and that's a 5:39.89. So that's another 69 there, very low 69. So that was definitely a quicker 100 for Kyle. And Lewis Maxwell Poles is definitely quickening up as well, and he's got Ethan in his sights. So I think Lewis is going for a back-ended 800 as well. You can see him looking out there in lane 8. You can see he's really motoring along. He looks very, very strong, doesn't he?
Yeah, just have a look at the split there for Lewis. It is slightly faster than Cal Connolly, and quite a bit faster than Ethan Clark here.
Well,
so
it's not over yet. The threat to Kyle may be from a different place than we expected a couple of hundreds ago. He's run out of time though, Lewis. This is at 600, only got 200 to go. Oh, nice shot there of Kyle. I'm sure he'll be aware of Lewis over there in lane 8. 6:49.67.
69.5, is it?
Yep.
Or thereabouts.
And Lewis is definitely the fastest in the pool. That was almost a second faster on that 50. He is closing down on Kyle. He's only got under 3 seconds now, and that was about 5 or 6 seconds not very long ago.
No. Surely not. Surely not in the last 200 he can come back there, but, well.
Well, he's going a second of 50 faster at the moment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 seconds. It's, Kyle's responded, 34.15. So yeah, Kyle has spotted that threat from Lewis, and he's just upped his game a wee bit. And
it's going to be faster than the 9:10 that we thought.
Yeah, no,
was going to be.
He's picked up.
Going to be kind of mid 9:0s now, so maybe about 9:05ish possibly. Don't think he's going to challenge the 9-minute mark. Going to have to take a little bit of an effort to do that. He's hundreds around about 68 there. If he does that, he's in the 9:06 range.
68.8, so he's definitely picked up. I do think Lewis has helped everybody here. He's still going faster, Lewis. He's got a lot. I don't think he's going to catch him up, but he's definitely given it a good go, isn't he, Lewis? Maybe he could have. Maybe thinking at the end of this, did he have it in his engine to go a bit sooner? Easy for us to say up here, isn't it? But he's definitely catching up though. Oh my, it's not that far, is he? There's a 33 there.
Yeah,
it's nearly a second on him. So anyway, he's not. Well, say that confidently. Is he going to catch up 2 seconds in a 50? I really doubt it very much. But he's pushing hard. Nothing taken away from Kyle. He has led this pretty much from the front, from the very beginning of this race, and he's going to come in. It's going to be about 9:04 maybe. As he comes in, it is 9:04.98. Lewis Maxwell pulls just over a second behind him, 9:06.01. So that's a nice improvement. Kyle just over his entry time. Lewis coming in about 8 seconds under his entry.
Yeah, great.
So nice swim there. Ethan, 9:10.25, under his entry time as well. And what a good race there. That ended up being a lot closer than we might have thought. About 300 or 400 to go. And at the moment, that leaves us with Kyle setting the standard for these junior swimmers. We've got one in this heat. And then 2 in the final heat. Conor Aspinall, who won the Scottish junior title for 200. And we've got Aidan Anderson, who won the Scottish junior title for 1500. So
spare lane there in 2 and 4 as well.
I think the meat is starting to take its.
Yeah. So we got Keir Storman. He goes in lane number 1. Inniscow in 3. We got Finlay Bruce in lane number 5. Taylor Sinclair in lane number 6. Ian Middleton in lane 7, and Aidan Williamson in lane number 8. It was Ian Middleton we were trying to remember before, wasn't it?
It was.
Now we've forgotten the name of the other Middleton.
Amy?
Amy, oh, that's good.
No, I don't know. There's been a lot of Amy's. I think I'm making that up.
A lot of Amy's. We can look back, we might have a search.
But, I'm pretty sure she swam this afternoon. So
yeah, she did, yeah.
You focus on the race, I'll try and hunt Middleton's.
So, Ian Middleton up there in lane number 7, probably around about 2nd place at the minute. Finlay Bruce going well in lane number 6, and it is Ian Middleton in 2nd, but only just in 2nd actually. Aidan Williamson going well in lane number 8, and Inniscow as well in lane number 3. So in the centre lane, looks like Finlay Bruce from Perth City, the 16 years of age swimmer, one of the juniors that we have been watching out for. See if he can dip under the 9-minute mark and go faster than the time posted in that first heat. Well, Kyle Connolly, that fast time. But, well, you would expect that Finlay Bruce will be inside that time, come up to the 200 mark. Let's just check the progress of him. He has an entry time of 8:55.83, so well ahead in terms of time, in terms of entry time.
He only did that at the summer meet last year, so that was, you'd kind of think he's been swimming well this weekend, and you wonder whether he's got another good big improvement in him, because that's been a year that it's been his PB basically. Keep an eye, Edith Middleton. So
Edith Middleton, right, okay.
totally making up with Amy.
There's a few Amy's, right enough.
There are, but anyway, Edith it is. Sorry, Edith. So Finlay here, that was a 67 on that one. So at the moment he's up on the previous heats, but let's see what kind of pace he settles into here. Finlay, only Scottish junior, one junior in this race now. So yeah, 67s again. So that is faster than the previous. We had 69s, didn't we, that Kyle was repping on. So Finlay is, at the moment anyway, faster than that. But let's see if he can keep this going per city swimmer.
Yeah, I think I was it 320 at this stage, so go 316.42. So Finlay Bruce, Ian Middleton still in second place. Again, it's getting quite stretched out in the very early stages, actually. Over on the far side there, Aidan Williamson, 17-year-old from Highland. Took a dip on the 9-minute mark for the first time. Oh, it's 9:02 his entry time. Aidan Williamson. I wonder if he can just get under that mark. Be nice to see. Let's see where he's lying. Williamson lying in 4th place behind Innisgow, who's in 3rd position. Well, out in front of the field is still Finlay Bruce from Perth City. And again, Perth City have got quite a good history in this event. Scottish record still held by Stephen Mill.
It's not bad history, is it?
Yeah. 7:46.41. That was Stephen's time. Not sure. I mean, Stephen was at Perth pretty much his whole career, wasn't he?
Yeah. That's some record. That'll be a tough one. We've got maybe some swimmers in the next heat who might have that in their sights eventually. We'll focus on this race at the moment, and it's still Finlay, and he's about 6 seconds quicker than Carl was at the same rate in the last heat. And he's roughly on his entry time at the moment, around about 8:55. And,
nice to see that.
Yeah, good to get him under 9 minutes, and he's got into a rhythm. That was that's just around a 68, so slightly up from the 67s he was doing. And this is he's over halfway now. He's got 300 to go, so he's going to start attacking. 5:32.13. So that's another 67 there. 67 and 7. So he's still in on those 67s. That was a quicker 50 for him. Maybe picking up the pace slightly. Ian Middleton in lane 7 is sticking with him. And, there's not that much between them, so let's see if these two can push each other on. With 200 to go when they get to this turn.
Yeah, Finlay just repping around about half a second or so faster than that previous 50 there, so he's beginning to stretch away now, but there's absolutely no one else in the picture. Well, there are almost 4 swimmers not too far away from each other at the back of the field here. Let's check the splits on this one. At the 600 mark, 34.17. Ian Middleton, 34.17. There's the 4 swimmers across the pool. Just going through in 3rd position. Looks like it was Innisgow there, ahead of Taylor Sinclair. And Keir Stormont in 5th place, and Aidan Williamson in 6th position.
Pretty close across those three though, isn't it? Less than a second between them. So that's where the excitement in the race is likely to be near the end. So we'll pick that up once Finlay has finished, hopefully. But there's really nothing between those three swimmers in 6, 8 and 1. And Ian there at 34.15. Finlay picked it up under 34. So he's coming up to the bell. So he's definitely started ramping up before he gets to that bell. And he turns. He's about 11 seconds up on the previous, so he's going to be around about his entry. He's this rate going to be under it, I think, as he has definitely picked up another 33. And that's the battle for 3rd, 4th. And all of a sudden, Keir Stormont has just blasted away in that last 50, or 100 anyway, and he's now pushing for 3rd. Not content with 4th, 5th or 6th. 3rd's in his sights. Finlay's coming in. Last length. And so yeah, 9.51, maybe 9.52 probably for Finlay. Golly, he's really ramped up. Look at that pace he's going on this last 50.
There he goes. Let's see if we can get inside that time. That entry time of 8:55.83 as he comes now under the flags. 8:55.3 is the entry time that he was looking for, and 8:51.12. Well done indeed. Excellent last 50 there. 30.92 for him. Ian Middleton under the 9-minute mark. So he'll be pleased to dip under 9 minutes again. And coming in to the finish right now is Innisgow, and Keir Stormont just being held off by Innisgow. Taylor Sinclair in now, and Aidan Williamson in for 6th position.
Good racing there. Keir Stormont came back a storm in that last 200. Didn't quite catch Innis, but 9:10.25 for him. Good race. Moving on now to the final heat of this afternoon's swimming. This should be good. And, in this one we have in lane number 1 junior swimmer Conor Aspinall from East Lothian, William Shepherd, University of Stirling in 2, Cameron Travis, Aberdeen Performance in 3, Luke Hornsey, Edinburgh University in 4, his teammate Arthur Logan in 5, Ben McLaughlin from University of Aberdeen Performance in 6, in 7, James Bodie from Gary, and Aidan Anderson, the other junior in this one, in lane number 8 from University Aberdeen Performance. And so Arthur Logan attacking this one. He and Luke went out pretty strong in their 1500 last night. And only 7-second gap between these two on their entry time. Luke Hornsey was 2nd at the British Trials, the British Championships back in April in London. So he's got a great pedigree in this event.
He was on fire there in London at those British Championships.
Yeah.
Some big lifetime bests and some great finishing positions for Luke Hornsey in these distance events. Bronze in the 1500 and silver in the 800.
Yep.
Those British champs back in April. So he'll be a firm favourite for this one, but Arthur Logan was right there next to him in that 1500 for a long period of that race, 2/3 of the race.
Yep.
And then Luke Hornsey just made his strength known there and just swam away from Arthur Logan. But it was a good time for Arthur Logan.
Yeah,
as
he
well.
improved on his entry time, and he'll be wanting to see if he can repeat that today. As I say, these guys training buddies, they swim and train together every day, and they will know each other's pacing, their style, their approach when they start to look tired. Inside out. So 1:59.30 158, 31.
It's Conor Aspinall, Tony, in 206, is that?
Yep, so he's leading the junior ones at the moment. Conor in 8 and Aidan in 1. They couldn't be further apart, so 0.7 apart at the moment. So we'll keep an eye out on that race. Still both nip and tuck on this one. We're not quite got to halfway, but we're close.
Yeah, the big two, the favourite two, out in front of the field. Luke Hornsey and Arthur Logan in 4 and 5. Yeah, really stretching away from the others. It was always going to be, well, it always had the potential to be a head-to-head between these two. Certainly, given what we had in the 1500 the other day. And look at this, there's a couple of battles going on either side of the pool. 3 swimmers all in a row on the far side. Ben McLaughlin, James Body and Aidan Anderson. And also on the near side as well, Conor Aspinall, William Shepherd and Cameron Travis. Shepherd also a medalist in that 1500 in the open event. William Shepherd in lane number 2. And again, he's trying to secure himself another medal, and he's in that medal position at the moment, I think, William Shepherd. But in pole position for that. Luke Hornsey coming down to the halfway mark now. No, Tony. And Hornsey looking very strong, as we would have expected.
Yep, he's on his he was on his entry time pace, 8:03 at that last turn. Maybe just slightly behind that now. But pretty close. What's that? 61.5. No, 60.5, sorry. Nope, 61.5. So he and Arthur. I would have thought Luke might have thought he might have shaken Arthur by now. And Arthur's a little terrier. He's hanging on. Now it's very close for the juniors. 4:19.16 for Aidan. 4:18.7 for Conor. So nothing between the two of them. They are they can't be aware of each other. I wouldn't think.
Coming up now, I think, in the outside lanes.
Yeah, I don't think they'll see each other, will they?
No. So
it's all about hanging on and swimming your own race, really. Those two, they haven't really got a choice. This is good. Look at Arthur here. He's not letting go, is he?
He's not.
He was faster in that last one. 0.4 faster in that last 50. And faster again, but only just. 5:03.88.
Just half a second between them, though.
Well, this is good. This is the kind of race we were hoping for. It's kind of a shame that Conor and Aidan aren't beside each other as well. Aidan's maybe just snuck ahead on that one. Yep. He picked up on that one. Yeah, he went at 32 compared to 32.8 to 33.6 all of a sudden. He's overtaken. He was half a second behind. He's now nearly a second up on Conor.
Arthur Logan taking up the lead as well.
Yeah.
5:35.17, 5:35.21. Arthur Logan has gone ahead of the favourite Luke Hornsey as they come down to 600 mark. Well, what have they all got left in the tank for the last couple of hundred? Don't think that Luke Hornsey might have something left in the tank, but you never know, because Arthur Logan has come up and he's got himself into the lead. Well,
exactly the same.
Goodness gracious, 200 to go. And what a race this is, Arthur Logan and Luke Hornsey.
Couldn't make it up, could you?
That's a great way to finish the session, isn't it? Aidan Anderson just getting ahead of Conor Aspinall in the junior battle on either side of the pool. And let's see if Arthur Logan can continue to lead this one. They'll come down to the bell at the bottom end. Arthur Logan swum this really well. What has Luke Hornsey got left now? Logan just with that lead now, a couple of tenths of a second. Not what we expected to see, Tony.
No, there was a hint of it. This is Arthur's, I would say this is his preferred race, really. And so it's not unexpected, but it is a bit surprising, if you can be possibly both of those things.
Oh, it's close. Hornsey back in the lead now by 14/100ths. It's all about who's got the sprint speed, and they look pretty well matched at this point.
I think Luke's maybe just got the edge slightly on that one. He was faster going into that, but Arthur's piling back in on him. And all of a sudden, James Bodie is third. Oh, look at these two. You'd think this was the end of a 200 rather than a 100 with Luke and Arthur. 30.65 for Luke, 31.04. Has Arthur got anything in the tank to come back at Luke? He's really pushed him, hasn't he? And again, Arthur, 8.10 was his coming into this event time. So again, he's used Luke very well to try and up his own game. And Luke's pushing away, and he's going to take this one, but that is super. And Arthur's still coming back at him. He's not going to let him off of this. What a cracking race from these two swimmers. 8:09.51, 8:10.45, so 1,500 faster than his entry. Head in his hands there from Arthur. I think he was hoping to go under 8:10, but still, what a race. Luke Hornsey had to work very hard for his title there. And Arthur just getting across the lane.
Look at that. Last split there from James Bodie in the 29 points. 27 point for William Shepherd.
Jeez.
That was a sprint, wasn't it?
It was a sprint, my goodness. Aidan comes in, takes that junior title. Connor held on to him for so long, but just couldn't quite hang on to Aidan. So there we go, Scottish national champion Luke Hornsey. Arthur Logan pushed him all the way. James Bodie takes third, and your junior champion is going to be Aidan Anderson. That presentation will be coming very, very shortly.
Yeah, officials just getting themselves organised in those medal presentation positions. I think the marshals are just going to grab these 1,500, the 800 swimmers, sorry, before they disappear back to their teams, back to the swim downs. So we'll get the presentations done pretty quickly, and then they can go and get on with their preparation.
I'm sure that all they want to do is get in and do a paddle, but they need to get their medals. Going to be tired. That was a cracking race there. What a way to end the afternoon session. And we weren't expecting that, because we thought the fastest heat was in the
that's right.
It was in this evening session. So what do we know?
It was an extended afternoon for us.
Yeah. But
just goes to show, doesn't it?
Super racing though. Super racing.
Yeah, Arthur Logan almost getting one over on Luke Hornsey there.
Yeah, it's getting closer, isn't he?
Luke Hornsey will say he had it under control though, I'm sure. But yeah, Arthur Logan take a little bit of heart from that. As you said, they'll be training partners, so yeah, they'll know each other pretty well. And it's good, you know, if they're training partners driving themselves onto to best times. And you know, and Luke Hornsey with that British Championship presentation, the performance that he had at the British Championships, he's right up there.
He is. And he's got that great target, 7:46.41, both of them for Stephen Mill, both Scots. And that's to aim for. And Stephen would have been quite a lot older than they are, 21 and 29 and 19, so Arthur and Luke. And let's focus on the
800 presentation for the female swimmers.
So bronze medalist here, Dermot Side and Gateshead. It's Talia Staines here, getting the bronze medal. Silver medal going to her teammate, and that's Alice Forrest, Dermot Side and Gateshead swimmer. And Scottish champion, gold medalist, the Warren de Bath swimmer, Phoebe Arbuckle. Congratulations to her and her junior title. That's going to South Lanarkshire's Lucy Hunter. Come on, Phoebe, give us a smile. There we go. That's the medalists in that female 800 freestyle.
That little box will be one of the trophies. I think we don't have the list of the trophies,
We don't,
but
actually.
These championships, quite a historic championships, going for a number of years, and there's trophies that are attached to some of the races, some of the finals. That'll be one of them. We did have the list yesterday for yesterday's finals, but we don't have it today because we weren't expecting this presentation at the moment.
And bronze medalist there. So James Buddy coming in from Gary. Silver medalist at Edinburgh University's Arthur Logan after that fantastic race with Luke Hornsey. And the Scottish champion, gold medalist in this 800 freestyle from Malin Open from Edinburgh University. It's Luke Hornsey. And we have our junior title winner of the 1500. He doubles up here in the 800. It's University of Aberdeen's Aidan Anderson. So fantastic swim from him as he doubles up on the 8 and the 15. As those swimmers just out the water, they'll just need to go and swim down. That lactic will be building up very quickly in there. They need to swim that off. And there we go. Very successful afternoon swimming. And that ends the racing this afternoon. We are back for our final session this evening. Starting off with the fastest heats of the mixed freestyle relay at 17:25. Coverage starts here on the live stream, so about an hour. We'll see you back then, and for the afternoon, thanks to Paul, and thanks to you all for watching, and look forward to seeing you for the final session this evening, 17:25.